What's up, y'all? It is midnight. It's midnight, and I am back to being awake. Oops. There you go. That's a good name. Alright, so it's midnight. I'm awake somehow. But we're here to play some good old Viva Pinata. And you know what happens first is a ruffian's gonna walk in, spit up some candy. We'll hear the noise in about 5 seconds. And we'll go from there. Yeah, it was a little bit later than I expected, but that's fine. But I hope y'all are having a good day today. I am incredibly sore from working out of yesterday, so I am hoping that I wouldn't be like, oh, I hope I can recover. It's more the fact that, like, I'm so not used to, dude, another one? Fucking hell. I'll get the Captain Cutlass in a moment. No, I'm happy that I've been working out and everything. I've been happy that I'm trying to get in shape. Eating healthy, that's a completely different situation. So I'll worry about that in due time. But, you know, trying to do the best I can with what I got. Right, so let's go get our... Dude, so many ruffians, holy hell.
This morning? Don't forget, you can visit again this afternoon.
You can visit again this afternoon. That's the plan. I'm gonna be visiting you a lot. I have to get my usual, like, start going. So I gotta remember that Pester can fucking break this shit.
I might see how much it will cost to gold plate my bath.
Buddy, what do you mean gold plate? I've given you a whole bunch of coins, I get, but yeah.
That's it. Keep spending, and I'll keep my shelves full.
Sounds good. So, I guess I haven't really talked about it too much. Let me just do this. Just doing this, just to be safe. Good old everything's happening all at once. And I gotta sell you, and sell you, so that doesn't happen. One's heading over there. I just gotta get all this stuff sold first before I, before I do anything else, you know? This entire garden, though, is going to be filled with sour piñata. Well, I say sour piñata, but it's essentially more or less going to be piñatas that were sour at one point. Now, no longer. Is there anything else? Is it just this poppy? It is. Alright, cool. So, I've been doing some research for this game as well, because once again, trying to 100% it. First off, I got a little bit curious because there's I've been seeing that sometimes when I stream, it's like, oh, there's a few viewers for Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise, and I'm like, I was like pretty confident that I was like the only one streaming this game and being like the crazy person to try to 100% the game. No, apparently there's another guy, according to the Reddit, who's been trying to, another person, excuse me, trying to 100% Viva Pinata as well. So it's nice to see that there's still people playing to this game. There's still people playing this game even years later. You know? So start getting this going. I need to go to Gretchen. That's what I'm doing. What up, Spring? Jelly bean. From unpacking. I need to start getting my Flutterscotch down to VC. Yeah, I could chill.
Want to hear some hunting stories? Or are you here on business?
What am I getting? I'm getting Flutterscotches, that's right. Need to get a total of 6 Flutterscotch. I'll hop in the stream. Are you on phone internet, though? That's the question. What's up?
Not much, bro. I just got out of work.
That's why you sound like phone internet.
Yeah. Phone internet. Oh my god. How's it been?
Good. You know, streaming and whatnot.
That's good. You don't sound like you're dying anymore.
Yeah. Feeling better.
That's good. How's Doge and his girlfriend?
Neither of them are still sick. Doja, I think, actually went to a soccer thing.
Doge like soccer?
Used to play it in high school, from what I understand, and they were doing some sort of thing where it was like alumni versus like their current team.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because he said he got invited to do it, and he was not sure what to do. Hey, what up, Derpy?
The most Doge response ever.
Yeah,
Not
no,
sure what to do.
Well, I know he went, and I think he ended up like he played at the event, and then what I imagine happened, because I ended up falling asleep right when I got home, is that he probably played, got really tired because he doesn't exercise as much as I don't exercise, and well, I'm starting to exercise, but he doesn't. Yeah, but I imagine he got tired because I think I heard him for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, what up, Blaze? How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. Also, yeah, No Trouble in Paradise is the sequel, Blaze. Also, is this...
Hello.
Is this Shelly Bean gonna get...
Oh my god. I'm going on the 60. Yay.
Gonna have fun. Dude, I've only driven on highways here in Washington once. Or I guess twice, because moving here.
Yeah, dude, Arizona, dude, you drive on the highway all the time.
Well, true, but like you're supposed to. You're supposed to as well in Washington, but like it's so blindingly bad. Like it's pretty bad. Are you gonna get zapped?
Yeah, I heard about
Is
the
that
drivers.
happen?
Kind of cringe.
Oh no, the drivers are also god awful. It's absolutely bad. Buddy.
Oh my god, kid. The live stream is soon.
Isn't it tomorrow?
It's today. Today is tomorrow.
Tonight, yeah, technically today is tomorrow. You're not
Today,
wrong.
yeah, today is.
You're not wrong.
I got you. Yeah, it's at 2:30, kid.
2:30?
2:30 our time. Yeah.
Sure. I'll try to be there. Probably be streaming
No,
something myself.
I just leave and just watch it in the morning.
Let's see.
Can you believe it's almost been a year since Overzone?
Dude, I don't want to think about that. I've been playing that game. It's getting Genshin flashbacks of like, man, I've been playing this game for fucking ages.
Hey, but you're playing a great ass game, kid.
Honestly, true.
Right. No shame. No shame in this game. There's literally the fact that I convinced two of my friends to play it because of the story alone can kind of like speak to how the game is right now.
True. Story is great. Dude, have you heard the new song that they released?
Yeah.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
The music's fucking great. Listen, y'all in chat who are like, what are y'all talking about? If Spring and I are here, it's Nikkei. Like, that's just how it is.
DK all the way, right?
True.
Kit and I are we are the most active people in the union.
I wouldn't go. Oh, I mean, yeah, we're pretty active. I would say Charlie is also active.
Well, I'm saying we maintain our 700 like nonstop, and we're
True.
on like, you know.
Talk about Genshin for a moment. No.
Yeah.
Nikke's current story is pretty good. Well, I say
Yeah,
pretty good. It's amazing. Even the freaking events,
Genshin's,
like I think
Genshin story pales in comparison.
Yeah, true. Also, I hate the fact that I literally am stuck waiting for this freaking. I can't put any other piñatas in this garden until I get another snail to show up. Because otherwise, they're all going to be fighting each other. No, even like the current event right now, which is all about cheerleading and such. I was like, is this going to be just a filler event? And it's still really good. And then you do.
It's a soap opera. That's what it was.
Yes, but also like I did Bay's Fate. I say Fate. Excuse me. That's Grand Blue. I did Bay's like Bond episodes, right?
Yeah.
And now I have just so many lore questions.
Yeah.
Have you done Bay's?
I have not pulled for her.
Oh, that's fair. That's right. I'm the only one who's getting every single person. That makes sense.
Yeah, you gotta remember, kid, I have over 70,000 checks.
Hey, I have 55,000. I still have everyone.
There you go, but I have been saving since the Scarlet event.
I don't think the next one's Scarlet. It sounds like the next one's gonna be Indivilia. Fuck, I can't say her name.
Indivilia. I think. Okay, here's what I think. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The free unit is probably definitely going to be something not related to what is it called? It might be Chime, but
I was thinking it was gonna be. I was thinking it was gonna be Rapunzel.
Something like that. The free, or it might be that remember that like robot girl,
right?
Like technically one of the first DKs that was ever made.
Oh, Cinderella.
No. You'll see if it happens. It was like leaked like day one of DK.
Yeah, I have to.
She's like a prototype. She's one of the prototypes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's either her or Chime.
Fair.
But it wouldn't make sense not to release Chime with
Crown.
With Crown, because that would be like the perfect opportunity to make a duo Pilgrim unit.
True. And that's just a bunch
or
of money.
A duo Pilgrim unit. Oh my God! Can imagine.
True.
No,
I was gonna say with Bay though, with Bay's story, what is it? Clay doesn't join the unit until after everything happens to Bay, which all that stuff happens before or in the Bond episode.
Oh.
Like, yeah, so the whole being afraid of faces and all that sort of stuff, that all happens in the Bond episode because of stuff that goes on.
Yeah.
And the question I have though is like, okay, so Bay's obviously been an Ike for a while. You know, as part of this team that I don't remember if the teammates are human or if they're also Nikkes or both, like a mix. I can't remember. But how does Clay work with all this? Because like when Nikkes are, you know, made and whatnot, usually they have like some sort of purpose that they focus on.
Yeah.
Was Clay like made without
like a goal?
Or with a goal, yeah. But like, was Clay made with no purpose, and then just decided?
Probably.
That seems out of left field, which I mean opens up a whole can of worm possibilities there. Either that,
that's true.
Either that, or Clay is human and just does not realize that Bay is a gay.
Yeah. Kit.
What's up?
They both finished chapter 18.
Nice.
I watched their reaction on the anime cutscene.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
They're like, where did this come from? This is in the game. I'm like, yeah. I think we like DK so much. It's because it has like Japanese RPG elements to it, where it has like where like JRPGs, there's always a story behind every character.
Yeah.
Right. And it's always fleshed out. And I love those type of games because, for example, like Persona, amazing freaking game because each character is always fleshed out. You know, they have their own story to go through. That is why I continue to play DK. It's because every single character that they release always has either a dark, a very interesting, or a super sad story. Like Miracle, I can't even say it.
Miracle of and
Yeah,
Anne's just going through Anne's event is just depressing.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, like it's like, how could you not cry? It's so sad. It's even worse when it's voiced, but like in a good way.
Like I said, DK is a really fucking good game, and I'll tout that to the end of fucking time.
Yeah, like they make depression in like the best way possible.
What a sentence. So I gotta double check. Like making sure that I'm doing everything I need to do. Well, hold on. What do you mean, well, hold on? That's a true statement. What's up?
Hope you don't hear that sound again. I'm passing through Mesa.
Oh, cool. I've already got one to... Is that sick? What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm catching that stuff.
You want to know what's ironic, too? My friends said they wouldn't swipe, and guess what?
They swiped.
They've swiped more than I have.
Yeah, that'll happen. Excuse me.
Hey, that Rosanna costume? How could you not?
Also true. Costumes are top tier. What? Like, I know they just made... I need to figure out a way to watch the Blue Archive anime. Because, like, now that I finally got around to, like, reading through the story of the game itself. And, like... Okay, Blue Archive, I've been sleeping on. I understand. Like, I thought it was just, you know, I wouldn't say it's like Nikkei. I would consider it like the lack of polish that like I feel like Nexon games tend to have, like Full Story and Abenogi. Like, there's kind of a story, but like you're not paying attention to it. No, this one's got a good story, and I'm invested, and I hear there was an anime that just got released, now I want to watch it, and apparently it's pretty damn good.
I bet. They need to make an anime, though.
They need to make, like, fucking give me a strategy game of Nikkei. Give me a Fire, you know what? Give me a Fire Emblem styled game, Nikkei game. I would be so down for that.
I would like,
or like Gears of War Nikkei, that would be funny, actually.
Yeah, like the April Fool's.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that and I was like, I know this is April Fool's. Because, like, you know, Shifty, obviously. But, like...
Yeah, but you'd play the shit out of that.
Oh, I would abso-fucking-lutely play the shit out of it. That would be... Like... I forgot to buy the wishing well. That would be so sick. Gears of Nikkei? Like...
Gears of Nikkei.
The closest I'm going to be able to get to that is modding fucking Left 4 Dead 2, which I do admittedly want to get back into at some point. I want to kind of get a lot of stuff done there.
Did you know they have DK models in a Lethal Company?
Yeah, I wanted to I want to get back to Lethal Company as well. I don't know when Doge is like gonna be back to playing because he is still Helldivers or bust right now.
I mean, I don't blame him, but at the same time, like, you know.
Yeah, no,
I get it. You be stuck to one game for a while and get bored afterwards.
This is it's not even the fact like like I tend to not get bored when it comes to a few games, but like this motherfucker, like he has just a terrible time all the time of like keeping focus on games. It usually takes me or like somebody else like convincing him to be focused on a game, but for some reason like Helldivers took his attention, which, you know, cool, you know, I'm down with that, good for him. But I'm also just like, bro, like this is the one time I've seen you be like so invested into a game. I mean, there was also The Witcher 3, but he like speed ran through Witcher 3. Yeah. Which, Blaze, I don't know if you're still here in the Twitch chat, but like Doge was wanting to talk to you about, well, he wants to talk to you about Star Wars, but he also wanted to talk to you about Witcher 3 and how you were liking it. But I'm just like, this is the one time I've actually seen him be super like focused on a game. He's like, oh, when are you gonna get to playing Helldivers? And I'm just like, well, buddy, I got a lot of games I'm trying to finish Unicorn Overlord, I'm trying to 100% Viva Pinata. Right now, technically I can get every single achievement except for one in Viva Pinata. But I get the feeling with some roundabout stuff, or if I can figure out something, maybe cheat an achievement. But we'll see.
You got it.
Kid's backlog is longer than his life story.
I would say true, but I feel like there's so much stuff that goes on in my life that maybe not.
Maybe not.
What's up, Icy? How's it going?
The what?
Icy in YouTube chat. Saying hi.
Oh, okay.
Saying hi, usual. Just sending pinatas to parties and trying to get through all this sort of stuff.
Evening. You're not gonna ask me to do an all-nighter, are you?
Sure about house.
Did you attack yet or no?
I've only attacked once because one of my teams, they're not the worst, but they could have been better. Damn, I got Pester stuck immediately this garden. Let's fucking go. No,
what are you using for blacksmith?
I am using Dorothy Eleg Summer Anise Privity Biscuit.
Okay.
Which has been a pretty good team, all things considered. What am I doing? I need blackberries, that's what I need. Also, what up, KP?
That's the one I'm focused on killing.
Yeah, no, I was like, both of my other teams I could do will do way more damage than what the boss has, so I was like, I'm gonna hold off.
Yeah. For some reason, they thought it would be funny to make what's her name? For UR, they made Winter Ludmilla like again viable in Union Raid for the second time in a row. Bro, she is.
I gotta start focusing on her. I gotta start focusing on her.
It is stupid strong.
I saw that you played Pokemon Rescue Team. Yeah, I've restarted it, because I played it actually in the past, Pokemon Rescue Team DX. And then my roommates wanting to get a little bit more knowledgeable in Pokemon, so I restarted it. When he's not playing Pokemon Rescue Team DX, the one on the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, that's, like, right now, Doge and I are trying to play through that game, just so that way, because he's never played Pokemon ever in his life, but he's like intrigued by it. So I said, why don't you just be in the background for Pokemon Rescue? And he was completely down. So that's what we've been doing, because we have to wait for Allie to move in before we can go back to Persona 5 Royal. And then also P5X just got fucking dropped in Asia. So
You know we're popping that.
well, I'm gonna try to just wait, because it seems very likely that there's gonna be an English version at some point.
Yeah.
So but from everything I've heard about P5X, apparently it's supposed to be really, really good, and that you can definitely play through the game.
Oh yeah.
Like free. One.
Kid, I have a question.
Give me 1 sec. Oh, sick. 3 all the way. Oh, I don't have to worry about this thing anymore. Sweet. Okay, go for it. What's your question?
Okay. So, with Pokemon, not the Legends that's coming up, but the next game has to be
I haven't woken anyone
right.
up at the crack
It'd
of
make no
dawn
sense
for
not to
ages.
make the remake
You
for
cut
Gen
out.
5.
You cut out.
Oh, you're good. Can you hear me better?
A little bit. What? So were you saying that it had to be a Gen 5 remake?
Yeah, they have to be, right? It would make no sense, right? Do you think it's gonna flop?
Gen 5 remake? I don't think it will flop per se. I don't know,
Well,
cuz
in
like
terms of,
cuz right now here's
Pokemon
where I think
can't flop.
Pokemon can't flop. That's true, which is such an unfortunate thing to say, because it all rights and reasons it should flop. Yeah, Black and White, correct. Derpy. But like, Black and White's a really good game. Don't get me wrong, I love Black and White, and Black 2 and White 2, really fucking good. That being said, let it be known that they fucked up Scarlet and Violet pretty bad, and I will stand by that till the end of time.
Yeah.
Even though when it
fucked
came,
up is a nice way to put it.
well, here's the thing: when I streamed the game, I said this is actual trash, and people were like roasting me in like the Discord and during the stream, being like, it's not that bad, like you can get through it and it's fun, and there's shiny hunting. And I was like, I don't give a shit about shiny hunting. The only time I care about that is Arceus, because Arceus, we made a joke sort of plan for it. But I was like, no, this is just actual hot garbage. And then, like, you know, everyone's like, oh no, it's actually a pretty good game, like there's no reason to be mean to it. And then, what, 6 months later or some shit, people are like, you know, can we talk about how shitty Scarlet and Violet is? And I'm like, huh, crazy. It's not like I said that.
You're like, that's what I said.
Get it, I'm a small streamer who doesn't know anything, but like, come on. It's...
If anyone doesn't know what he's like really, the points he made, it's just, it's empty. The world is completely empty, and it's just, it's the flow of the game is very like, it's not how it should be, right? It's super rushed, you know. Pokemon has never like really tapped into like what open world is. They did an amazing job with Arceus, right?
Oh yeah, no, Arceus,
right?
Arceus is really good, but that was a separate team that worked on that.
Exactly. Why did they combine the team to work on that? It would have been a much better game.
So
right?
if I recall correctly, 4, 5, 6, 8. If I recall correctly, they had a part of the team working on Scarlet and Violet, and then the other part of the team working on Arceus. Which is like the strangest thing, because like just have the entire team work on Arceus, and then start working on Scarlet and Violet. Don't make me come in and rant about it. I'll spend 8 hours on that. Derpy, I've already ranted a whole lot of, because like there were so many Pokemon fans who come into the stream, which, like, you know, it's fair. You can like Pokemon. There's nothing wrong with liking Pokemon and liking the series. I'm a big Pokemon fan myself, right? But that being said, you can't just be oblivious to the issues that the game has.
Exactly.
And that was my biggest.
Change.
Yeah, and I know the game's still a buggy mess. They didn't fix fucking anything from it at all. I do want to still go back and play Scarlet and Violet because it's technically a started game on the stream, and I might not be the happiest through it, right? I might not be the might not be the nicest about it, but like, I'm still gonna give it like a fair shot.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like, oh man, the game is just it goes to show. And I talked about this when Scarlet Violet came out, but I'll talk about it again here. I know there's the whole joke of like, oh, Nintendo fans are blind and like buy anything Nintendo throws out. But Scarlet and Violet's reaction and how people went about it proves that that's the case. And proves that Nintendo technically doesn't need to, like, before they had a whole department that was made to make sure that games were like high quality that were being released. Now it's like that department doesn't exist, and they could technically make lower quality games that's still gonna sell. I know that what was it called, the Princess Peach game that just came out. I was actually super excited to play the Princess Peach game, but I'm not gonna play it because, one, I've heard it's actually pretty bad, and also two, I just can't afford it. I can, but so I have other things I want to do.
They traded their quality control for lawyers because they'd be suing people more than they create games now.
Honestly.
God.
I remember the period of time when like it was scary to even stream or like record any Nintendo game unless you're like a direct to Nintendo partner.
Oh yeah, the freaking partnership process is stupid, bro.
Yeah, I'm glad that's not the case anymore. But at the same time, like, Nintendo's kind of bordering on that right now because, once again, it's the whole fact of like, this is what it comes in at the end of the day. Nintendo games pre-Switch. I'm going to be very clear about this. Pre-Switch, and this includes the Wii U, were good games and good consoles, and actually had like that quality control. I get that the Wii U didn't sell well, but like the games on it were actually still pretty damn good, if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah, they were actually really good.
However, before then, Nintendo was fine. I get the whole, you know, issues with content creation and everything, and once again, it was like an unknown medium still vaguely around that time, so like give them the benefit of the doubt in that case. Especially because like everything was still kind of like murky with how everything should be worded, right? So like I'll give them the benefit of the doubt there. But once the Switch released, it's like, you know what? Let's test to see how loyal our fan base is. Let's release games that just don't have that much quality control and see where it goes. And all of a sudden, like, you get a bunch of these games that like don't play well, they don't feel good, but like because Nintendo has probably but like since Nintendo has probably the most loyal fan base out there, which is fine to be a fan of the series, but it's like they're blind while everyone else who has like a favorite series, when they have like a favorite gaming company, they'll be critical about it when they release a bad game. But it's like Nintendo fans completely just were like, nah, that's fine, let's ignore that.
Yeah.
It's strange to me that like this is where Nintendo's going now. And it's like, I know that Nintendo's like stopping emulators right now and trying to like have a hold on, like a tight hold on all their IPs and such. And I get it, there's still some like uncertainty about that sort of stuff. I get it. But at the same time, like, I feel like you have a lot of people being like, hey, Nintendo doing this to these like emulator developers, fucking terrible. Shouldn't be a thing. Like, They should like let it happen. Because like, how else are we gonna be playing these old games? They're not gonna release a lot of them in the future, so why not?
Yeah.
But then you
All right, kid.
have, yeah, go for it. What's up?
Okay. So I'm gonna add on to your thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So the big
My first
problem with
customer of the
Nintendo
day.
right now,
Maybe
what I
should
see
start
is
getting
yes,
up
that.
earlier.
But the hardware they released it on, like the
I'll
games, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why people pirate Nintendo games so much is because, for the love of God, example, Scarlet and Violet, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you have 20 hours on the game, okay? Logged into your Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the horrendous performance and lag within the game, because of the hardware limitations, in games, you will only have 15 hours. You are losing 5 hours to lag. That's crazy,
Yeah.
right? And the fact that they are gatekeeping people from playing it on emulators, which is ridiculous, right? That's the reason why emulators pop up. And as you can see with Xbox, PS4, or Xbox and PlayStation, there is no big emulator because they release their games on PC, and that kills the entire like competition with emulators. That's the thing they're doing wrong.
Did you hear?
Is that they're killing their titles off and not releasing them on other platforms. You will never ever find a PS5 emulator or an Xbox Series X emulator, right? Because there's no point to making one because the games are already on PC,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
There's options. Nintendo doesn't give options. It's only them. And when I hope to God in the future, when people start opening their eyes to that, right, it will get better, right? A lot of people don't see that, like, at
Yeah,
all.
I don't think it's gonna ever get better in that case. Like, I think it's
No,
I think we're in a situation where just people will
they're
constantly
gonna
be
crash like freaking Sega did, and it's not gonna go well for them, right?
No.
Like, there needs to be at least like some not like DK, community feedback, because good God, I've never had a freaking like community like the devs like DK, right? They listen like very well, right? But at least something, right? Something that would improve so much, right? And like the fact that indie developers are destroying you should open your eyes. This man, Concerned Ape, with Stardew Valley, he got like almost peak Steam plays by just releasing an update.
Power World
Pokemon,
also.
Power World 2. They release Pokemon. They release anything or any update, they get like probably peak like 10K, like 20K people playing the game just to play the update. And they're like, we'll just do it later, right? There's no magic in Nintendo games anymore.
No, they know that their community is going to buy whatever they put out. Could be
exactly.
It could be garbage. It could be not garbage. But the problem is you're not gonna ever know, and no one's gonna really care because people are just gonna buy it anyway.
I remember with Pokemon games, the trailers, everything. Like when the reveal was, it was so hype. Like when Pokemon X and Y came out, oh my God, it was crazy because that was the first time we saw 3D and Mega Evolution. Why would you get rid of that mechanic? Why would you get rid of any mechanic, right?
Yeah.
You should build upon the foundation that you have. There's no reason to get rid of stuff.
True. I will say though, also, I play devil's advocate here because there's Nintendo does this and they're always doing bad, but they're also not always doing bad. I think there's another aspect to it where, like, because games are getting more and more expensive to make, it's possible that Nintendo's realizing that they could just, you know, dish out what is essentially crap, right? Like, just not good games. But because people will buy it, they don't have to worry about the fear of, like, spending a whole lot of money to play. Like, that is something to consider.
I think we overlooked a community within the Nintendo community. So, a community that strives for quality over quantity, or just in general, is the Zelda community. Right?
Yeah.
And look how long it takes them to release games.
The game is linked to FPS.
It's a while.
Scarlet.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm catching up with Derpy. It was said. So Scarlet and Violet was linked to FPS. The Game Market 60 because the game is tied to FPS, which is terrible design. I'm sad about Megas because I never played them. Yeah, I played, like, Mega Evolutions are really cool. I think they're bringing them back for something.
Yeah, they're bringing them back, but they should have never got rid of the concept in the first place.
Honestly, they should just keep putting the concepts together and just, like, keep it all
going. Exactly. Just build upon the foundation that you have, so you can keep the content going, right? There's no reason to get rid of stuff.
Oh, Derpy's also saying that,
started in Sword and Shield.
Derpy's also saying that a lot of the, at least with Megas, it might have been because of, like, competitive play, like, they were geared to that.
But like, you also have to remember, kid, like, they hold the tournaments themselves. They can choose restrictions, right? It's possible, you know. Because those mechanics are per Pokemon. Like, Z-Move and Mega Evolution are per Pokemon, not per, like everyone gets it. There's restrictions to everything.
Yeah.
Right? So in a sense, they've already balanced it to the fact that, you know, they think about, you know, it being competitive, right? Mm-hmm. Where they can't hold an item except Mega Rayquaza. But we don't talk about Mega Rayquaza, right? You know, that was a broken mess. But, you know, they know about the restriction. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not like it's a problem with the competitive community, because trust me, I used to be a part of that community, mm-hmm. right? I played comp, right? I played Smogon. You know, I know the tiers, right? I still keep up with the competitive community. I just don't play it.
Yeah.
But they see the competitive community, right? And they nerf things with, you know, the idea of the competitive community. But it's just bad for, like, the casuals, because the people that played, like, X and Y, right? Or just they see Mega Evolution, and then they don't see that, let's say, like, Dynamax in the next game. They're like, why, right? They have so many lost assets for no reason. You know, there's by standard game design, like, it wouldn't make any sense to remove something that you already have within the game that already makes it good, right? Yeah. You're literally, like, you're just becoming EA. that's all I have to say.
True. Also, Derpy, yeah, you're good to hop in. I'm trying to think about.
I need someone. It's a big job. But when
oh my god, I love Pokemon. Like, I do. It's one of the best franchises that ever existed, you know. But it's just like they're killing the game.
Yeah.
Like, Kit, I 100% I'm with you with that Scarlet and Violet take. Like, for the love of, you know, frickin' Arceus, they should have not rushed what that was, because if you compare it to any other open world game that's at that mantle of being good, mm-hmm. they're not anywhere near what it could have been.
So what up, Derby?
Hello. Yeah, I was just gonna say, no, I played both Scarlet and Violet on day one.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get the. I'm a blind buyer for it. I still enjoy Pokemon, but obviously Pokemon Scarlet and Violet had a lot of issues since day one, and it was super noticeable. Like I can't defend the bugs that it had, and from what I've read, it was also partially it was another Cyberpunk issue where it was like just they just wanted to get it out on this deadline, and they didn't want to like move it around basically. Um, but yeah, with the how you said like Mega Rayquaza and whatnot, I know that he was super strong in competitive especially, but this is the thing that I've noticed as well over the years is they love, and this comes from someone who's played a game of nothing but power creep for 5 years now.
Yup.
They just it's constant power creep, and they're at like Zacian and Zamazenta, where like
Yeah.
even still are super overpowered right now, but with Scarlet and Violet they're not as strong because the whole Dynamax thing doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Which is also another issue that was brought up before with, why not just push everything all into one? Like, sure, some things will be broken, but like, you know, what's the problem with a little bit of, overpowered stuff when it's, fun?
Yeah, like they should, in my opinion, appeal more to like people who have been playing for a while and like casuals, right? Like, you know, you can restrict stuff. Like I said, they make the tournaments, right? They host tournaments. There's no problem with, oh, you can't Dynamax a Mega Pokemon, right? They don't. They can make that rule, right? There's literally like there's no reason why they couldn't make that rule, right? You can't. There are so many things that they can do, right, that they don't, and it makes me upset because I stopped at their like not Scarlet, right? But I stopped at their Sword and Shield because I'm like, dude, how do you not every single Pokemon game before that had every single Pokemon in there, and now you just cut them? Like, how does that make any sense? There's no reason why that should be happening, right? Like my brain just hurts thinking about it, and it's another reason why I quit buying the game. Is I can't stand the fact that they're doing this to their freaking fan base. And us long-term players that have been playing the games for years on years, right? I've been playing since Gen 2, and my first game was Gen 1, right? Like, the quality has stuck throughout until, like, Gen 7, and then after that, it was just like, what happened? Like, it's supposed to get better, not get worse. That's not how it should work, right? They've kept the same formula, like, for so long and made it work, but somewhere along the line, they saw we can make more money off this. Like Kit said, they'll just buy anything at this point, which is completely stupid.
It's stupid, but it's true.
Yeah. And I want to put in a little bit of input based on my experience in development and whatnot. So I know that one of the issues they had was they couldn't actually do shiny legendaries and stuff for like shiny farmers and whatnot. And I understand why they actually couldn't do this. It's because of the overworld system. So these static legendaries are very hard to randomize.
Yeah.
Because of the way their whole game works with the overworld setting, which is why they've shiny locked a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
It really sucks, but I mean, it's like fairly understandable. But also, a lot of people have compared, because it's like, oh well, the game is open world, and then something like Zelda runs fine, where this game just doesn't. It's like, yeah, that is a very good point, but it's also another thing to keep in mind that they are two completely separate engines, So it's just based on what their engine can actually do and what it develops. Because not every engine can do every game in one. That's why there's so many different types of engines out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's the
Yeah.
I understand your point of view in terms of the development. I mean, I'm technically in the development too. That's why I have such harsh criticism towards this, because it's like I know how a game should develop itself and progress, and it just makes me mad when like a franchise I love is just being torn to the ground by greedy, corporate people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just something I wanted to put out there because I know a lot of people. I've known a lot of people who have complained about similar things like that. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad people, a few people see what's going on, and it's not just. In my opinion, they should do at least a, like, for the people who see like there's things that are wrong with it. I mean, the combative community, I think they give two craps about it because
Yeah.
they'll just play the game to be
And that's the thing as
competitive.
well. It's like there's so many different compositions now that like almost anything's viable to play in competitive at this point.
You are not wrong, stars. You are not wrong at all. There's a reason why they
so many different
didn't
things.
add. There's a reason why they didn't add Ninja into the game.
Yeah.
God, that would be horrible. Don't wish that upon anybody. You remember Ninja Pit?
Yeah, the 1 HP. There was when we played Infinite Fusion, there's a fight, there's a gym battle that's like Shedinja plus something where I think only Fairy did any damage. It was like so fucking annoying.
Do you know why it's not added in Scarlet and Violet?
Go for it.
It's because it's terrestrialization.
Yeah,
you
that
can
makes
change
sense.
the type of Shed Ninja.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And air balloon
I
exists.
forgot that that's a thing. Yeah.
Air balloon. You can literally make them invincible.
Yeah.
Like, why make
hilarious.
a Pokemon? Then, like, why make a Pokemon like that if?
I don't know.
And that's something I wanted to bring up before with the whole power creep thing. It's like they've shown they can nerf things before. It's like, yeah, nerfing things can mess up stuff because it'll be like really broken in a previous game, but then it'll like be really weak in this like in a later game. But again, most 90% of people are going to be playing the latest game over other things.
F my boy Zamazenta. You need to do him like that.
Like, yeah, like again, and I direct this at not only Game Freak, but the game I've played for 5 years, Epic 7, Smilegate. I direct this at them as well. Please, for the love of fuck, nerf something.
Wait, which game? Sorry.
Epic 7. The team behind it is Smilegate.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I was thinking of a whole nother game.
They also did help develop Lost Ark.
Oh, okay, that's why it sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm moving the cards around.
But yeah, like it's because like Epic 7 has gone to a point that I have been constantly complaining about, where it's like it's in a very disgusting state where if you don't have these few characters, you kind of just can't play in high level arena and stuff.
Sounds like
that sounds about right. Very disgusting. It's just unenjoyable.
That's why I love me. You can just throw anything at anyone.
Once again, it's always just the go around of just like, hey, listen, like you might think this game is bad, but like let me tell you why Nikkei.
Yeah.
You can literally just throw anything anywhere.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is like a PvE game, so it's a lot easier to balance. I think it's the same thing with Star Rail. Like, there's a lot of different ways you can play, and there's like even like again, sorry to compare this again, but yeah, compared to Genshin, like even 4 stars can be used, like all of them can be used super effectively, even in late game stuff.
Well, that's also like Blue Archive. Like Blue Archive, if you grind enough, the 1-star, 1 or 2-star characters, you can get them to 5-star, and then they're fucking like incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's like I'm getting so like sick of companies just like taking advantage of people, and I just see them like, oh, we're still gonna play the game because it's still alive and everything, and then when something they don't like happens, and they voice it out, and then like Kit, what happened to Kit, like, that's what I told you before, but you never listened to me.
I get it that I'm like a smaller content creator. It's another reason why I want to grow is because like I feel like I have
Kit.
I feel like I have like a good like grasp on how like things work and why like people are just rather dumb when it comes to it. It's just the fact that like in my honest opinion, I'm not trying to say this to like dish on anyone, just my opinion on it. Like most people who are I guess you would consider like commentary wise, like sort of streamers, they kind of do it in like more of an antagonistic sort of fashion. Like their general tone of voice and like demeanor is more like attacking, when I feel like it's just a lot better if you just explain.
So Moist critical.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Except Charlie, that man's a goat. He's funny as hell.
I think with him, he puts like, a lot of comedy on it. But at least in my I'm not.
I think his personality is just naturally like sarcastic.
Yeah, no, and I get that. I've never
he over explains everything.
I've never been too big on it. He's good at explaining, but I feel like he focuses more on the comedy aspect of it to get a point across, rather than like the actual fact of the matter. So there's times where like I'll like see a video of his pop up and I'll be like, oh, this seems a little interesting, and then I'll like listen to it and I'm like, I can't take this too seriously. I feel like I need to. I'm gonna try this again, but on a different video. And then usually it'll go to Asmongold, and Asmongold also will share usually the same sentiments. It's the same thing where I think it's not even an issue of like how it what he has been saying, because a lot of it tends to be like purely based in factual matter. It's just his general like demeanor and tone of voice makes it sound like he's just talking down to the people who are opposing him.
Here you go.
But I don't think it's like super intentional on his part. But there are points where it's like, you should try to like just be like, let's consider both sides. Like, don't try to. If you're gonna like play an argument, you also have to like consider both sides, which is something I don't feel like either do in situations. Like it's like, here's my side, and I'm fucking standing firmly in this side. I'm not even gonna allude to the other side.
Yeah.
And there's situations where like there's situations where you definitely should be like, yeah, this is fucked up, but this is the only side that matters. But then there's other situations where it's like you should at least like play to both sides,
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh my god, the freaking all this talk about about stupid video games. Got me wanting to play more Nikkei.
Yeah, I did my dailies before I went on stream. So
on that topic of stupid video game talk, it just reminded me of a video I watched of Overwatch and the current situation with the tanks and whatnot. And
we don't talk about this.
I was watching a video from Yeedle, which I do love. He is a very cool person in the community. But even like Flats has also been like in a weird spot, and he's been the tank player that I've watched since day one. But Yeatle had a lot of really bad takes on how to make the tank roll better. And he's like, yeah, just buff this, buff that, you know, lower this, lower that, make it more balanced. It's like, the overall idea of why tank is so oppressive right now is not the tanks themselves, it's everything else.
Which
I've
that's the
mentioned
thing
this, like,
is that's the thing
no
though
one's-
is people.
No one's mentioned, like, Zenyatta. Zenyatta is, like, the most disgusting thing right now, and we're just overlooking them?
But here's the thing:
It
the
just
people won't
makes me so
exactly know
mad.
that unless they're like actually playing it, because people will.
Yeah.
I saw this a lot when it came to World of Warcraft when I played that back years and years and years ago, where you would say, "Oh, this class is overpowered. This person's overpowered." But then you kind of like get to the nitty gritty, and like you actually, if you play the character yourself, you're like, okay, hold on, they're powerful, but like only in X, Y, and Z way. So that's why it's important also just seeing both sides, because that's why like you can say that there's bad takes, right, from somebody who says that tanks should be like buffed in Overwatch, but like the reason why that argument falls short is because if they only play tank, they're only going to know what will benefit them, and will only have that one side. And I don't think it's fair that you can talk, like in the case with the tanks, they shouldn't really be talking about what to make it better and what not to, if they haven't played something else, like played the other side of things. It's because at the end of the day, then it just makes you look really, really stupid.
Yeah.
Go, hey, like, this is what you should do. You should do X, Y, Z, and that's how you make the game better. And then, you know, everyone's clowning on you. Get confused why. And it's like, well, you've never played the other half, so why would we listen to you if you've never played the other half and don't understand what you're talking about? Which is why whenever I've talked about stuff on streams before, once again, like Pokemon stuff, when we've talked about, there was a game I played. It's been a fair bit, but there was a game I remember playing that I just was not having fun with, and I just was like, this is not that good. And I remember getting clowned on, but I was like, this. It's just not a game for me. I have to go back in my list to double check. But I remember like back when everything like bustling and whatnot, that was just a whole thing, and I'm like, listen, like I can, you know, everyone's got opinions, and I know there's the whole thing's like everyone's got opinions, but like no one wants to hear them. It's like, well, I'm still gonna give an opinion on the game because I don't find it fun, but you might, so give it a try. But you have to, like, when it comes to any sort of argument, you really have to, you know, give perspectives. You can't just one and done. You have to.
Exactly.
You have to be aware of what the other perspective is. The fuck am I looking at? Guess I'm doing this.
Yeah, I just seen the Reinhardt video from Flats from yesterday, which is like still talking about how like he got buffed, but he's still bad, and like that's another example of like, you know, why not have a look at the broader picture? Stop sitting in the bubble of the tank.
And unfortunately, that's
like,
what a lot of people do.
You know? Yeah.
So unfortunately, a lot of people do is they think that they're one way, and that's why like I have an issue when it comes to a lot of like, reaction and like opinion-based like, streamers and content creators.
How about nerf the other things around it so that thing can become real?
Yeah, like Reinhardt's almost back to like how he was like in Overwatch 1 and like even in the beta of Overwatch 2. Like he's, you know, if not he's stronger than he was back then. And he was pretty dominant back then. That's the thing. But
Oh yeah.
you know, now he's just made of paper because everything just counters him now.
Doesn't matter. I can turn it all into don't
And
It's all
the
about
main issue with
balancing.
that, yeah, the main issue with that, and I've mentioned this to a couple people now, but you know, why not instead of giving, because obviously they want to remove one shots from the game. Here's my take. How about we get rid of Zenyatta, who gives what, a 20% damage increase debuff to anyone, and turn it into a 20% attack debuff on any target. So that way, it's not going to be focused on the DPS units, because right now the only the only person to put Discord Orb on is the tank, because they just fall over and they're so easy to hit. If you were to put an attack down debuff on a DPS, that's not always going to be the best idea, because the tanks still deal good damage, some supports can do good damage. So there's a lot more variety in an attack down debuff, rather than, you know, just making them turn into paper, or making a big target turn into paper, and just having it automatically be a 4v5. Like, yeah, it's always about looking at the broader picture, and that's something I thought about with the whole thing. Is like, you know, let's look at what the issues were with Overwatch, or like what the things were with Overwatch 1, and every role that there was, and how everything impacted everything. And Zenyatta was still the one that stuck out to me, because he was always the one that would focus on one tank, but the other tank could still, you know, exist and help the team. So while it was kind of a 5v6, it was still a playable 5v6, because you still had the tank role existing. With the 5v5 format, it just, you can't, like, that's impossible to do now. Especially with very little shields to counteract Zenyatta.
So devil's advocate here. Is this a just a Zenyatta problem? I don't play Overwatch, so I don't know jack shit.
I don't think it's just Zenyatta, but Zenyatta is definitely the bigger problem.
But that's the thing, is like, they could be the bigger problem.
Yeah.
But you also have
there
to
are
consider
some other problems as well.
You also have to consider that, like, what might be seen as a problem, if it gets fixed, then causes more. Like, it's funny because, like, as much as I love Nikke, and a lot of other games, one thing that they suffer with, and you can also see this with, like, Grand Blue and probably, was it Epic 7 is what it's called, Derpy? That other game that you play? Where there's a lot of characters. The more characters you release, the harder becomes the balance. And if you end up changing one character to adhere to, like, balance issues, at the same time, you're going to have to start changing other characters, because, so, like, in this case, yeah, it's based on everything I've heard, not just this stream, but, like, I've talked with you about this before in the past as well. Like, Zenyatta sounds, oh god, graphical. Zenyatta sounds like extremely powerful, and sounds like there might be some nerfs needed. But by nerfing Zenyatta, what happens to the full balance? Like, would she just become unplayable? Like, is there others that just take the spot? Like, if you're gonna nerf one person who's definitely a main problem, at the same time, you're gonna need to buff it and also nerf others around it that are also affecting the balance. You get what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
So, like, hearing all this, it's like, okay, it sounds like there's one person who's definitely the problem. Got it. Heard. But it's never as simple as that there's one exactly reason for why the balance is out of whack. To also put into perspective, like, once again, the game that I know, Nikke, as you could definitely get through the game with, like, any Nikke you ever want. I just totally fucked up this pathing. Fuck.
I don't know about Crow. I mean,
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, no, you can still use Crow, but, like, higher level stuff, you're still going to need to use specific
at
Nikkes,
least
right?
One, you need litter.
But here's the thing, yeah, it's like you need this, but at the end of the day, if you're gonna make it, like, we can say that Nikke is great and all, but one issue that does have is that there are some Nikkes that just don't do shit. They don't work at all, and they're not useful after, like, mid-game. And you see that there's also an issue when it comes to, like, say, Grand Blue. You'll probably see it with Epic 7. You probably, I would not be surprised if, like, PvP...
Very prone to that.
Yeah, I would also say, like, PvP games, probably like Overwatch, have that too, where there's, like, just one or two characters that, why the fuck would you ever play as this character? Like, doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Overwatch
And
has been a little bit, but yeah, there are some.
which
Yeah,
and
there are some
that's
that are like that, definitely.
and that's why
But
like
very
I have, and this is my own personal gripe, and this is something like I said I just talked about. I was like it shouldn't have, but my own personal gripe is when you start releasing too many characters in different variations, like you either need to balance everything in order to make it work, which with over I'd say 20 characters. Let's just throw a number out there, over 20 I would say. Balancing that's so fucking hard, right? Like how are you going to make sure everybody is viable in some situations? And it is most of the time you just can't. It sounds like it would be the case with Overwatch.
Yeah.
It's definitely the case with Nikke. The only time I've currently been seeing it like be a little bit different, which is surprising me, has been Blue Archive lately, because any character is viable. It just depends on the boss, but they're all like useful in specific scenarios.
Mhm.
But like, and it's like all of them and not some. Compared to Nikke, where as we just brought
Yeah.
up, Crow, Rosanna, like I really like Rosanna.
Okay.
I really like Jackal.
Rosanna.
But like,
Rosanna is broken in PvP.
but yeah, but
I was
that's
gonna
why I also
say
brought
that,
up
like-
Jackal. It's like it's very exclusive reasons, and if you're going to balance a game with a lot of characters, either you give them the PvP or the PvE treatment, or you just need to make sure that it's all balanced to where anyone can come up with anything, and as long as their strategy is sound. It's why
All right. Okay.
I have the issue of like meta ideas, but that's a different
Yeah.
conversation for a different day.
Okay. Kit, without breaking my NDA, I'm going to tell you a little something about how the marketing works for these games. So my current marketing team for the game I work on, right? What I've learned, okay, you didn't hear this from me. You don't know what game I work on, so I'm not breaking my NDA.
Yeah. And
So
for the record, as much as I want to work at Spring's job and also like help out and expand my writing, he has not broken NDA, and I know literally nothing about it, other than it would be something good for a career future.
Oh yeah, for sure. We still haven't had that meeting, by the way.
Fucking. That's why I'm
Yeah,
like.
she's been holding it off.
Yeah, that's why I was like, whenever that happens, I'm gonna start just fucking balls to the wall. Life depends on it, because it kind of does at that point.
For the love of. Yeah, but
Go for it.
So, when you make a character, right? Okay, so the thing I like about Nikke is characters can ping pong off each other, right? One can benefit the other, stack buffs, right? Yes, situational is a somewhat negative thing because you never know what situation is going to happen with new content, right? But the marketing side towards that entire thing is the appeal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you throw appeal into the game, right, it's not whether they're viable or not, right? Yes, the most popular characters are usually the meta units within the game, but there's always something right with them that makes them popular. For example, a niece, not Summer niece, but a niece in general, as a character, she is very popular, right? Doesn't matter, she's an SR unit, right? She's a good character, right?
Yeah.
Right? And that's what that marketing is, right? It's making characters likable, right? Whether they're good or not, right? They see that they're bad. They add these bad characters not because they know they're going to be bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they know that certain people will like that character and will keep them playing the game more. That's why characters keep being added, because the appeal factor,
which that makes sense, since
what keeps people going. Yeah,
there's some characters that are like, they look great, but they're like I'm thinking like Genshin. I don't know if there's anything that correlates with in Overwatch, Derpy, but I know with Genshin there's Dea, who like everyone fucking loved Dea when she came out, or like when she was like shown as a character, but not like skills or anything.
job too small. You'd better.
But then like you do your skills and you're like, man, she's fucking shit. Like what?
Actually, I will say the because the Overlord collab just came out for Epic 7, and they always give one character for free, and then 2 characters as, you know, your gacha characters. They usually make the first week, and this is like kind of ties into the marketing thing. The first week, will be just the singular character, which will be like, it'll be you know, they're alright. They're not like crazy, but they're alright. But then the second character will be something meta defining right now, which is currently what's happening. Albedo she's an alright tank to run, but she's like, again, there's other options you can run if you don't have her. But Shaltier comes out next week, and she's pretty much like changing how the current meta is played right now. We're going to be changing the current meta. And then meanwhile, Ainz is honestly just terrible. I think everyone collectively said that he's just not good because of how the game works as well. It's just super unreliable. But yeah, it's that thing of like, you know, you've got such a limited time, and people who, like me, are saving for Shaltier. It's like, if I get Shaltier, you know, I may not be able to get Albedo as well, so I just miss out on something because of the way that everything's set up.
Yeah,
so I want to
exactly.
make sure I get the big meta pick right now before I get something that I, you know, enjoy the look of more.
All right, you want to know something hilarious? Now I'm gonna loop it back around for you guys. You want to know who started all of this?
Pokemon.
Yup.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for years, and that's why companies do it. It's because they see that the appeal of adding more characters is beneficial for them, right? Well, either way they do it, like cute Pokemon, they may be horrible in battle, but good lord, they're adorable, right?
Yep.
True.
You know, there's so many different markets for this, and people see it in different ways.
Yeah, because once again, and this is why I like discussions rather than one person discussion sort of thing, because like there's stuff that you obviously miss in that sort of stuff. You don't see it in looping back to talking about like action sort of stuff and like opinion based things. Like I completely forgot that there is an aspect of just liking the character itself just for as they are, which is funny because that's how a lot of my Nikkei stuff goes. But like that is
just not wrong with that.
Yeah, Bay, dude, Bay. I'm just saying. Besides that though, there's that aside, like I totally forgot that that's just a thing because I'm usually just so focused on the aspect of strategy is the big thing. Strategy. And like I said, this is why it's like important to also listen to whether it's somebody in chat or like somebody in a call that you're in, so that way you see that other perspective and it's like, no, that's totally right. I totally forgot about that particular perspective. Got it. How the fuck am I about to do this?
Yeah, it's a little eye-opening when you actually listen to people.
I mean, true. Well, it's and the thing is, I feel like there's a lot of people who don't end up listening. Like they just kind of like, yeah, whatever. But that's why it's like important to make sure you're hearing different sides of the conversation, because otherwise, if you're not adding anything to it. You're just
you learn so much more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Yeah, there's
Damn.
For as long as I've been in this industry, I've seen so many like horrible trends just happen, and it's like I blame like the companies themselves, but at the same time I blame the fan base as equally as much because they have a voice too. I don't care if your voice is little or small, or you have a big YouTube channel. You can influence people to start speaking up.
Once again,
There is
Nikkei's
no
freaking
reason.
surveys, greatest thing ever.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
gonna say, yeah, surveys are always a fantastic idea because, you know, you can just send them out to whoever and you don't need to do anything technical. You just put it in game, be like, hey, this is here. You know, you want to give us some info or anything, go for it. You know, and they'll receive it directly because it'll be sent straight to them. And it won't, like, there's a difference between something like, you know, complaining on Twitter or anything like that. Is, you know,
When you're complaining on Twitter,
they won't see anything on Twitter or even YouTube, Twitch, any other platform. They won't see anything like that. But if it's like in game with a survey like that, like it will go directly to them, and you will be heard. You know, 100% of the time, because it is something that is sent to them directly rather than shrouded by the bigger voices out there on social media.
I was gonna say, the funny thing about Twitter, like, complaining is that people who, like, end up complaining on Twitter, their whole gist, like, they don't add anything to a conversation, or they don't add any, like, but it's just complaining. It's just complaining to complain. And it's the funniest thing to me, like, reading that sort of stuff, because, like, I'm critical when it comes to, like, reactions, like, content creators and just that sort of stuff in general. But, like, I'll go on Twitter and I'll be like, man, I give, like, reaction-based content, like, shit, but and reaction-based isn't, like, reacting to, like current event sort of stuff. I'm not talking about, like, reacting to, like, games and movies and such. Because I feel like in places here, it's like, wait, am I being attacked? It's like, no, that content's fine. Like, you're reacting to media, and that I feel like is okay and fun. But, like, reacting to, like, current events sort of things, content creators, they can put their own spin on it. They'll have a discussion, and, like, you know, it's always open and, like, can be located. When you're on Twitter putting it, you're adding nothing to the conversation, and 9 times out of 10, you're just sounding like an asshole.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hate him. His hair's black.
It's like, oh man, this is what they should do, and it's like, okay, you're just ranting to the void, and, like, not adding anything to the conversation. You're just making.
Dude, you're ranting to old farts that think they have, like, a say.
I mean, yeah, that circles back to the recent Overwatch tweet that someone made of, like, you know, what do you think should be done about the current state, or should we just go back to 6v6? And
Bro, post it on the forums.
Yeah. And it was just like, it was like 98% just terrible takes. And just people being like, yeah, 6v6 better. Or, you know, just some fucking stupid shit.
The type of people that want to go back to, what is it? I just had to the GOAT format.
Yeah, it's like I don't want change. I just want nostalgia. It's basically all it is.
Listen,
Pokemon in a
nutshell.
I don't want to make it.
I'm fine with this.
I don't want to make it. You know, I don't want to make up a solution. I just want the old Overwatch back.
I don't want the old
Overwatch. It's basically what everyone's saying. No, I think the old. I think, like, in terms of health, the game is much better in 5v5 by a long shot.
Oh yeah.
But obviously, like, we knew this since day one. Tanks are always going to take the biggest hit because it's the biggest role they got changed. So it's obviously going to take them a while to balance it out. But it's season 10 now, and we still haven't figured out an issue, which does really suck. But I mean, it is what it is.
Blizzard moment.
Yeah.
I know we haven't, like, focused at all about the game I'm playing right now. I just realized that
I've been watching
it's like I haven't been, like, talking about it.
Your game.
I just realized that, like, one of the piñatas I was about to put was like so high tier and is so needed for like another piñata or like 2 other piñatas. I was like, wait a second, I shouldn't be getting that. There's a different one I should do. Training the baboon for the skunk. So, doing? Oh, I need to catch a bat. This Gretchen Fetchen in this game I have used constantly for the past hour and a half. This is crazy. That's the biggest door ever. Anyway, sorry, continue. I don't know what else to say.
I was just going to bring up, there was a clip recently that I saw, which proves that it's not just Zenyatta in the game that's the problem, but Lucio just got buffed again to make his boot stronger.
Lucio?
Yeah. And there was a funny interaction in one of the Championship Series games where Junker Queen ulted from one wall. So you know the last point on King's Row?
Yeah.
So you know how there's that little gap, like right at the end of the point, like off the side. So on the right side, like on attacking, or sorry, on defending, Junker Queen comes out, ults on the right side of the wall. Lucio boops and just makes him do a full 90-degree redirection off the map, off the entire payload track.
Yeah, that sounds balanced.
Because Lucio, I learned recently, has a lockout. And tanks are meant to have a knockback resistance, by the way. And Junker Queen arguably got booped further away than anyone else ever has. But yeah, Lucio has a lockout, which basically stops like any momentum or something, and is able to redirect like that easily. I don't think it was meant to be that strong, but it ended up being that strong. And he literally died and lost his ult because of a Lucio boop.
That sounds about right.
Which, yeah, it's just not a fun way to play the game either.
All right. So, I have a thing in my game, okay, where guess how long it takes to grind. Forget the thing in my game. 7 months.
Okay. Which is honestly not that bad compared to other stuff.
It's the best class in the game.
Still.
Right? Yeah. Okay. But, all right. You're rewarded for, getting that specific thing, right? In terms of balancing, this is, what I'm trying to get at. Yes, it is the strongest class in the game, right? But there are factors on why it's strong and why it's so difficult to get. But such few people have it, right? And people are like, why don't they make a class more stronger? We do have classes that are stronger than it. It's just you refuse to use them correctly, right? But here's the thing, okay? The increased difficulty of a class, right? Let's like say in Overwatch, like Mercy is the easiest healer to use. She is, right? Right. That difficulty scale should translate to skill in a sense. So in terms of how you use the character should translate to how well they should do, right? In Overwatch, that does not happen at all, because it's always who is like has the most broken debuffs, who has the most broken buffs, who can survive the longest, who is not a paperweight, right? It's just that's always how it is, and there is a way of balancing it, but they just refuse to do it.
Yeah.
It's not hard. It's not hard at all. It literally isn't. All you have to do is you just have to rework some skills. So you're rewarded for playing well instead of just literally pointing and clicking.
I think
Right.
Roadhog is like one of the best examples of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
He got nerfed to remove his one shot, but he's still strong enough to be able to single out enemies in a fight, but not,
Mhm.
you know, just completely delete them from the game and deny any chance that they have of existing.
Sorry.
A good
Yeah.
Roadhog may be able to one shot, but it is still very, very difficult to do so.
Real quick aside,
Yeah.
are skunks nocturnal?
Like in real
Yeah,
life?
they are.
They are?
Yeah, they're nocturnal. Yeah, they're nocturnal in real life.
Huh.
They only come out at night.
That's good to know now, I guess. Now I need to go put some garlic.
Yeah, tend to be nocturnal, but sometimes they're out during the day.
Yeah, they're mostly out at night because it's,
Yeah.
you know, because.
No,
I had no idea about that.
Yeah,
That's
no.
very
The reason I was asking is because like the last pinata I'm trying to get this garden is the skunk. Which I need one skunk already, which I have, and I just need to get the other one to come into the place. And I see them just walking at night,
That for a second.
and I was like, oh, I guess they come out at night. That's one.
Because I only see skunks at night in Arizona, so. But
I
they're
don't
like.
think I've ever seen a skunk in Arizona.
I've never seen a skunk, but I don't think they're.
I've seen them in
native here at all.
Illinois.
They're adorable.
I've seen
They smell
raccoons in
really bad.
Arizona.
Yeah, raccoons. So like, they are usually they are mostly nocturnal, yeah, because it's just because they're such like a big target with their white spot, right? It's like easy for a dog to like eat them or whatever, or a wolf or whatever, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing evolution, right? Nocturnal.
Adds up.
And they also act like cats. Fun fact.
I have noticed that, yeah, they do seem to almost represent cats quite closely.
How can I put you'd better
They're
That's
just
in the very
fatter
little
and
I've seen of
fluffier
them.
cats.
Yeah.
Now what am I catching? Okay. I was like, I'm trying to like be super efficient so I don't spend another like 5 hours just trying to do this. Sorry, I had to derail the Overwatch talk with about skunks. It was very
You're
important,
good.
I assure you.
You had a question and we answered. Hey Derpy, have you ever played Nikkei?
I actually do. I played it when it first came out. I stopped playing, and then I picked up a new account. Because the only reason I wanted to play anymore was because of 2B. That gun is just like that. That's such an amazingly designed gun, and I just like I needed that.
Sick.
It's so cool. But I haven't loaded up in a little bit. Because I've just had so many other games that I need to catch up on first.
You're good.
But I definitely do want to play it some more. I still have it installed on my phone.
There's a reason why Kit and I praise this game for what it is.
Yeah,
It's
I
called
think
jiggle physics to the app. I mean, what?
I think one of Kit's streams, it was actually the reason why I got back into it. He's just like, I was just hearing him talk about it so much. I was like, all right.
Listen,
I'll reinstall it.
I'm not
get
too
it.
passionate about too much, okay?
Kit will just like convince you to play anything. It's scary.
Listen, Ray has convinced me to play games in the past. Oh shit, am I done with the fir tree? Ray's convinced me to play Nikkei just by saying jiggle physics. So like, it didn't take me too much to convince me. For everyone else though, I'm just like,
left very quickly.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Kit, tits and ass, and I was like, yes, just
absolutely.
Yeah, and then just like started playing. But
gotta use the magic words.
But then, like, to everyone else, I'm like, here is a 6-page essay as to why you should play Nikkei, and why it's probably like one of the greatest stories currently that you're sleeping on. And it's like boom, 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 and everyone's like, the fuck? He's right?
Yeah, that's what I said when I started playing.
I've heard nothing but good things about the entire story, so.
Well, the funny thing is, here's the thing: you've either heard that from me, or I don't know who the fuck you're hearing it from, because the whole running thing that pissed me off so much about the Nikkei community is that like most of them were just there for the tits and ass, which is fair. Like, no, that's fine. But people were actively skipping the story, saying that they did not care about it. It's like, you're sleeping on a fucking amazing story. And I don't stand for this. As somebody who wants to get into writing full-time, I can't stand for that.
It is so sad and so depressing.
Yeah,
but it's so good.
Really listened to was like you and Risha.
Yeah, the end of the campaign right now, before they add more chapters. Even though it ends on a hilarious note, like the thing that one Nikkei says, her name is Hammering, what she says before it all happens is like, no, you can't do this to me, please.
Exactly. And it's not even the fact that like once you kind of see past, like, let's call it the assets.
Emphasis on the ass.
It's literally, but like, it's just the way the game is developed is polished. You can tell they know what they're doing, right? Like the April Fool's event. Oh my god, that shit was hilarious.
Dude, they're so in tune with their community. I don't know,
Derpy,
I don't know if you've seen the April Fool's stuff.
No, I don't think I did.
Oh.
My god.
I know like the background screen for it, you can technically show, but does it show the faces of Matisse?
It does.
Well, like, I mean, like in like the general background sense.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it does. Here, I'll check.
Because like they're so in tune. Also, once again, years of Nikkei, so good. I know that most people in the chat are like, "We're gonna talk about Viva Pinata at some point." No, listen, this is a podcast. Welcome to the podcast stream. If you're new here, we play a game in the background while talking about whatever's going on.
To keep it entertaining.
I mean, I could definitely talk about a bunch of Viva Pinata stuff, but like the long and short of what's happening in Viva Pinata is I'm getting sour pinatas and putting them into the garden and then romancing them a bunch. Like, bada bing, bada boom. It's pretty simple.
There you go.
I got like a few left, and I also need to get it. Well, I also need to get the spiders because I found out.
Hold on, let me try to find the what is it called?
And I found out 2 of the pinatas I need require the spiders, so I'm gonna just bite the bullet, get the spiders, capture a few more, and then go from there.
Wait, were you there for the first Annie?
I think that's a derpy question.
Yeah,
you
derpy.
know the answer to me.
Oh.
Derpy's
we were both there.
We were there. We were there.
We were there. But why was Nihilister so easy during the solo raid?
Dude. True.
We fought that boss so many times.
Dude, I fucking had nightmares of fighting that boss. And then
I found it. I found the dead spicy.
All of a sudden it you get like a lot stronger and you're like, oh cool, I'm not terrible. But at the time, depression. I remember when I streamed Nikkei for like a little bit, just so that way like I had it. and I could get some help about Nihilister, and the one guy's like, you should like do this, and it just didn't work. And I just got stronger, and I was like, fuck it, I got stronger. That's all there is to it.
Oh, Kit, it does show them.
You know where to
Oh, it does chill and show them?
Yeah, it does.
I haven't that, but
They're all
so,
they're all ripped from what is it called, like animes too.
yeah.
And Doro is officially canon. I love that.
Oh, that's so fun. I'm on my controller.
It sucks that like
this guy.
it sucks that like Suyin is like such a bitch because like I love her design.
Dude, the fucking 3D like supermodels they were using for the anniversary, or like the voting, it's kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah. Bro, I swear to God, if Anderson does not win the NPC one, I am gonna cry.
I think so. Somebody did on Reddit an anniversary. Yeah, they did like a poll.
I'm glad you.
And I want to say
Glad you checked that too.
I check it every now and again. And I think Anderson got second.
Who's first?
I could be misremembering. Either Anderson got first or Cecil got first.
Oh yeah, Cecil. That was like my top two, like either her or Anderson.
Dude, give me more Cecil in the game and I'll be fucking happy.
Cecil.
Tell me that she's a Nikkei and I'll be happier.
Playable character.
Like, once again, it's the whole thing of just like, listen, oh, Cecil's a playable character in the game? She's a Nikkei? Now, tell
Oh my
me.
God. Oh my God, Kit.
So-
Kit. Do you think, like Anderson could be one too?
A Nikkei?
Yeah.
So I this is so for like a video on its own that I should create. Like, let's just be...
It is, but like the reason why I'm asking is because
Well, there's so much lore stuff, but like, not to get this spoiled. Listen, we understand that this is a podcast, but I'm not gonna spoil Nikkei for people.
Oh no!
So
Oh no!
I'm gonna just say
But-
that this is what I'm gonna say. If men in Nikkei could technically get cybernetic enhancements, which is the case, we know that that's the case, and that's not so much a spoiler. If they can, I get the feeling they would be something different. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no,
Like,
but
They
what I'm
wouldn't be
talking about
called
is
Nikkei.
is
So I'm not the only
what I'm
being
referring
used
to is
in
the blood.
around here.
No, the
There's
blood.
plenty-
That's what I'm referring to. That's all I'm gonna say. It's because only 2 people have it.
That we know of.
That's what I mean. Because it only affects, right?
Mhm.
Why would it work like that? Right?
There's so much. Once again, I want to learn more about Clay. I want to learn more about 27 and 28 peeps. It's just, there's so much.
I had to move some things around.
Oh, good.
Answer your question, no, I was not there for the first anniversary. I played for like a month when it came out.
Mhm.
Maybe 2 months. Came back for the Chainsaw collab. Kind of touched it a little bit and then just left. And then came back, about a month ago.
Right.
Properly came back.
When you get past chapter, when is she introduced, Kit?
There's a lot of she's. We're gonna have to be a little bit more
No.
specific.
I'm talking about Red Ash.
Oh, 25.
When you get to that chapter, you need to watch the first anniversary because it's in the archives, the event. You need to watch it. Because it's like, oh my god.
God,
But-
Overzone makes me cry. Red Ash makes me
Overzone-
cry. Fucking... Red Ash just hurt my heart so much.
But Red Ash was bittersweet. Overzone was just a freaking shot in the heart.
Don't you mean it? Don't
Shut up, kid. Shut up, kid. Shut up.
Drippy has no idea what we're referring to. But let's just
Hold
I made a very bad joke.
No, you did. This was Kit when he saw Redhead.
So true. Listen, Red Hood won the freaking popularity poll, so like.
She's getting an outfit. I ain't complaining.
Listen, if they could just bring her back into the main story, though, like, be happy.
Do you want to know something hilarious about my friends' polls? They've been getting the exact same pilgrims.
Did I tell you that I maxed Rapunzel?
You maxed Rapunzel?
Yeah, right.
You
Rapunzel's like maxed right now.
like C7
Yeah, C7.
max or
Yeah.
You have a C7? What the frick, kid?
I have a C6 Scarlet.
Oh my god, share. I'll trade.
Dude, freaking Cheese wants me to give Snow White to him at every possible moment.
I will trade my overload lines for a C6 Scarlet.
Dude, nearly half of my fucking characters in that game have Overlord gear.
None.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I have a almost perfect Red Hood lines.
Sorry, this is just at this rate we're just gonna start playing Nikkei on stream again.
I am opposed to it.
I know, but I just
No, you're good. Okay.
Oh, you know what? It's funny because before you joined the call, I think I was in the middle of like trying to say what I wanted to plan to try to do to help, like, oh shit, I forgot. To help people 100% the game, but I don't know how I would possibly do it. But it would be so cool if somebody figured. Because there's a feature in this game where you can scan cards with like the Xbox 360 camera, which I think actually works for the Xbox One. But you essentially scan it.
They connect?
No, like it's a actual like mini camera.
Oh, okay.
So you like hold the card in front of the camera, it scans it, and then it places that piñata into your garden. And there's like an achievement to like do it 10 times, which is not that bad. I'm gonna probably dedicate an entire stream just kind of like showing it off. But there's another achievement to get a famous piñata, which the only way to get a famous piñata was through the oh my gosh, what's it called? There used to be like a website you'd go to where you'd like download the ability to get the piñata. I'm wondering if somebody could actually make a card that has the famous piñata stuff on it.
Like how they do with amiibos. Like
A little bit,
they
yeah.
transfer them to like NFC cards, yeah, like kind of like that.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it's like a possibility, but
I feel like it could be done because it doesn't look like that hard to make the cards. You just have to figure out what to do.
yeah, that would make sense.
So I have to send this. I have to send the raccoons to myself because they're gonna scare the freaking. Scare something. Scare the spiders away.
Good, scare the spiders away.
Oh, I need the spiders. Also, oh, it's because I got the Bird of Paradise plant. I was like, why did I just see the parrot? I was really confused because I didn't think there was any reason for me to see the parrot.
like this is like completely off topic, but you want to know like an annoying pet peeve I have when customers ask, when customers or when I tell the customer like, oh, you know, I have a computer. They're like, oh, what do you have, a Mac? And I'm like,
Why
you
go to
just
Mac
didn't.
immediately?
You did not just say. You did not just. I'm gonna cry. I'm like, well, okay, so, right. I know Kit's not really like as versed in computers as you know. Like I've been building them for like 15 years, right?
Mhm.
Derby, do you know anything about computers?
I'm still
Your garden.
very bad with like components and stuff, but I've been learning a lot over the last few years from a friend of mine.
Yeah.
But I mean,
So you get like
I do a lot of like computer design stuff or courses and whatnot. So
yeah,
a bit of knowledge, I'd like to say.
yeah, I got you. Okay, so so when you buy a Mac, okay, the newest Mac silicon, which is, you know, silicon makes up everything that's electronic, that's a circuit board, whatever, right? That needs a chip, right? So, Apple, right? The newest Mac has its own type of silicon. What I mean by that, it has its own like CPU or chip, right? And it runs off that own specific chip. So that means they don't use Intel or AMD, right? For processing, or like a dedicated graphics card. It's all on one chip. This includes the RAM, the GPU, and the CPU, all on one chip. Okay. So the current Mac Pro, okay, fully kitted out, 25 grand. Right? Do you want to know how much it costs to add an extra 8 gigabytes of RAM? You can take a wild guess.
I'd say $3 grand.
No, it's not that high.
Okay.
It's not that
It costs an
high.
arm and a fucking leg. You have to go
You're not
sell
wrong.
your
600?
liver.
Jesus. That's still
$600.
pretty bad.
You know, that's not only bad, that's horrible, because
Yeah.
they've made it so you're not able to integrate your own RAM within the like
Well, I
the
guess that's still like $1,000 for me.
oh yeah, it's even more expensive for other people that aren't in the US, right?
Yeah.
But what I mean by that is, like I said, they have their own silicon now, and everything's integrated on that silicon. So they have to integrate that silicon, and they sell the silicon based upon your, you know, preferences on what you need. So they make it, I guess, right? So that means that these mofos are literally creating e-waste, right, and selling it, and advertising it as, we are faster than a 3090.
God, if Dojo's awake right now, he would chime in.
It really doesn't surprise me. I've never been a fan of like Apple in general. The only time I ever used like a MacBook at all was when I was forced to back in intermediate, because that's literally what like
Yeah, it's indie shit.
Excuse me.
Yeah, like there's a whole thing like the first year was like, you know, yeah, you could just like you'd share like a fucking shitty tier MacBook with another person in the classroom. So yeah, it's whatever. But then the next year they're like, hey, so we're removing that sort of idea and making everyone have to get their own MacBook. So I was like, alright, we'll just fucking rent one out for the year. It was like $200 or something.
Jesus Christ.
Sure, yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah,
but I mean, it was like the best intermediate, especially in town, in the city that I live in. but probably one of the better intermediates in the country as well.
Mhm.
But yeah, it still
No.
is not a great thing.
No, it's not at all. And here's some insight on Disney. So they have a patent with Apple, so that means they can only use Apple products. Do you guys? You probably don't remember, but do you recall like them like saying, "Oh my God, it took freaking 100 days to render one frame of Frozen."
I don't think I remember anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think I remember.
It was
I feel like
was
I've
something
heard something similar, but not for Frozen.
Yeah, but like something like that, right? This was like back in like when computer hardware was not as powerful, but
Yeah.
at the time, if you were to run like 4 cards in SLI and NVIDIA, right? In NVIDIA like cards, let's say like back then in like 2013, I don't even remember what was out in 2013, but let's say you're running, let's just say in 2013 it was the 780 or 750 or whatever. You're running quad SLI, so you have triple the performance of 3D rendering, because that's what a graphics card is for, is to render images, right? So 4K, whatever it is, right? The amount of time it took them to render that one frame with that Apple product they had, that computer could have rendered that over 20 million times over. That is the difference between right now between Mac Silicon and a computer of comparable price. Because you can get a 2500. You could build a computer that's $2,500 that will outperform the Mac 10 times over. Right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right? It's wild to think that people accept this kind of crap.
I mean, yeah, like even the MacBook Pros that we had in school, like, you know, they were like $1,000 at the time. Apparently for like a basic level 3080 like pre-built computer is like 1,600 to 1,800 for me. Like that's like, you know, for like your average gaming and whatnot. Or, like I guess these days average gaming.
Yeah. So I have a pretty overkill rig, you know, because I'm an animator, right? I need power, right? I'm running a Ryzen 9 7950X 3D and a 4090 with 128 gigabytes of RAM, right?
Jesus, yeah.
And I have 32 terabytes of storage. You know, I need it, right?
I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
So this one guy in my personal server was like, "Hey," right? Kit calls me Spring. They're gonna call me by my name because they know my actual name.
I mean, I also know your actual name, but
oh yeah, you know my previous alias too, which I don't really care what people call me. But so he calls. He's like, "Hey, you know," he's like, "Oh, I can probably run circles around your computer," and I'm like, "Are you sure?
Are you sure about that?
Are you positive?" It's because, like, he was comparing his MacBook to my $7,000 computer. And he was like, "Oh, we'll run a Cinebench test." Okay, the higher the better in Cinebench. So he got like 7,000. Guess how much I got?
I said it's 22,000.
No, I was at like almost 28.
Damn.
Fire.
Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, we'll do the GPU one. Let's see what happens."
brews
Man
up
doesn't-
in so much copium.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Dude, he wants to be the winner, you know?
Yeah.
Listen.
The moment I heard that, I was like, oh, he's fucking sore after
Dude.
that one.
This man's got
Dude,
depression.
like legit, bro. How can you say you have a more powerful computer than me when I just out-rendered you for like 10 minutes straight while you're still rendering that one freaking render,
Yeah.
right? He's comparing a 4090 to a MacBook. I will never, ever understand. Ever understand.
It do be the fanboys.
Yeah, no, for computers, I've always suggested for people to just get any Windows system over a MacBook. Like it's just
more
overall
freedom.
always going to be better. And Mac has very limiting software available. I mean, my Windows is literally just fucking do whatever the fuck you want, basically.
So
Yeah, I
All sorts
wish.
of different things.
Very, very unnecessary things sometimes. They just hide behind stuff, which is, it's a complaint I have. Sometimes I literally blue screen yesterday because I was watching a YouTube video. What?
that happened.
Yeah, you want to know what it was? Surprisingly, it was my browser that caused my computer to blue screen because Google doesn't like it when I watch YouTube on Firefox, apparently. So,
Surprised.
it kept Ryzen CPUs, they X3D especially, they boost higher, but they run at like a constant lower voltage. And if you have an offset, which is you apply less electricity or voltage within the chip, it's able to boost higher. So, I mean, I have a liquid cooler for my CPU alone because that bad boy get hot, right?
Oh yeah.
So my thing kept. I think it applied a current protection, like an overcurrent protection, and it kept trying to render the video over and over again because Firefox or just freaking Google, they love to peg browsers on YouTube for some reason. Doesn't make any sense to me, right?
Yeah.
So it kept trying to re-render that video over and over again, and it shot my CPU usage. It kept going up and up, and I think it triggered the overcurrent protection because I checked the logs of my hardware info, and it was at I think it was at almost at 1.5 volts on the CPU. That's dangerous for a CPU. You could fry something, right? And so I had to go into my BIOS and tweak my settings again because I love you, Google, so much.
Yeah,
but
after I changed over to RPGX, I've never looked back. And
yeah, I might
just never had.
I might do that too, but I have everything on Firefox. Yeah, I have everything on Firefox, so it's kinda...
No, I get you. I ended up using Firefox for a good while because fuck Chrome.
Okay, you don't use Chrome, right?
Piece of
No, I
shit.
use Opera. Work uses Chrome.
Good.
It's so painful.
Oh my god, I wanted to see how many Chrome tabs I could open.
Oh, well, I do use Chrome for Grand Blue. Sorry.
My friend,
I mean,
I can understand that because you can do it on OperaGX, but it's very annoying to set it up like that.
Yeah, and I saw the instructions to do it, and I was like, I'm just gonna put it up on Chrome and have it always at the side.
Yeah, let me not be a Linux user.
Yeah, Daiwan ended up teaching me how to get it all set up like that a while ago, but I always kept forgetting it because it kept resetting on me.
Why does the chicken in this game look so
It's quite
good?
a hassle because something. Oh my god!
Look at that chicken.
I just looked over and just saw.
Listen, dude, the Cluckles is one of my favorite pinatas, if not my favorite pinata. It's
Look at
just
that
so.
chicken.
It's just a fat chicken. I love it. It fires
We love that.
drumsticks. It fires drumsticks as its weapon. I love it.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't know if because I know for Google they have like full like importing and whatnot. For,
Yeah,
like,
they
all
do.
your stuff, but I don't know if it's for Firefox as well.
It's because, well, do you know that YouTube switched their codec, right? To AVX1 or whatever, AV1X. I don't know what it's called. It's
I think I
causing
do recall
it's causing it to
hearing
peg.
about that, yeah.
Yeah, it's causing it to peg other browsers because they don't support it yet. That's why the slowdowns. It's mostly affecting like 4K videos mostly because that's
I see.
it mostly relying on the CPU, right? Even though it's like a GPU intensive task, it's because it's encoding, right? Instead of, you know, shoving it onto the graphics card. But another thing, I have a really bad habit of buying everything, like all my computer components, white, right?
Which ferocious put it
Now, if you know anything about white components, they're a lot more expensive. But good God, RGB bounces off them so well.
You go.
And I like my colors on my computer. You know what a fish tank case is?
Isn't it just a glass case? Something similar?
A fish tank case is like, it's like a dual chamber where you have room for the power supply and then you have the other PC components, like the main ones. So there's like a trend where there's like copies of copies of copies of the main one of the copies, right? So the one I have is honestly a lot worse than the one Pretty has, or my girlfriend, right? She has one where it angles the airflow towards like the CPU and the GPU, right? It's all fresh intake. Mine, it sucks in from the back of the case and then the bottom of the case, and then it exhausts out the top and the back of the case. Now the reason that's bad is because it's bidirectional airflow, so there's a lot of turbulence going on. So the air just goes wherever the hell it wants. But getting those components white is hard because white equals more expensive, even though it shouldn't be, because in my opinion, like with cars, the black cars are more expensive than the white cars. Isn't that weird? That's like certain things that are certain colors are more expensive.
Yeah, that's
Why?
always been strange to me.
Yeah, like apparently it's because they make less of that color to make it more appealing, right? It's more like a trend thing that I figured out. I'm like, oh, so these guys are using capitalism. Okay. Right.
Why is the background for this maze a very detailed nose sniffing?
Oh god, yeah, I just saw that. Oh my god.
Like, I don't usually comment on like the backgrounds of like what the romance mazes are. There's one I should have the other day, but that's just a nose.
Just
Doobie.
literally just
Maybe just think
a
of something. I don't know if either of you ever played it, but there's a game called Five Nights at Fuckboys. It's like a
What?
Final Fantasy like or I don't know if it's Final Fantasy, but it's like
RPG. Let's just say RPG. That
yeah,
kind of
it's
covers
like
it.
like the old school like RPG sort of
Five
games.
Nights at
But it's
Fuckboys.
in like but it's a Five Nights at Freddy's game. It's actually kind of fun and
That
really
sounds
difficult,
hilarious.
but
And-
it is like I don't know if I can I don't want to say too much because it might not be a stream safe game.
If it's
It's
not
not
on
like
the ban list for Twitch, fucking fair game.
yeah, it's not like it's goes into racism or anything, but there is some very questionable.
Don't live on
things
that
said.
motto because we're gonna be playing Class of 09 eventually with Doge. So
It's not on the Twitch ban list. What?
no,
But
Class of 09
it just
is on
it just made me think of I forget who says it, but there's a line in the game and one of them just goes inhale.
Inhale. That's where I've heard that from. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
It's like a text-to-speech inhale voice line.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's a text-to-speech. I think majority of it's supposed to be text-to-speech because I don't remember how I know that.
Yeah.
But like, ow. I remember at some point just referencing just inhale randomly. And I think it's because I saw like maybe a clip of it or something. I don't know. But I was like, man,
Hey Google,
why does this
turn off kitchen.
excuse me. I was like, man, why do I know, like, why do I keep saying this? And like, if I have to say inhale for some reason, such as like breathing, why is it like, you know, in this weird like way? That's probably it. Now I'm realizing.
I need to go back and play that. It's such a fucking goofy game. It's so good.
Fuck boys.
And it is like quite fun and quite difficult to get through. Like the later sections of the game
One more time.
are like genuinely difficult stuff. Like you do have to like grind out quite a bit to get quite strong for it. Actually, how do you check that? How do you check the ban list thing for Twitch?
I literally just type in Google the Twitch ban list. Most of them are pretty like self-explanatory. I don't think like all games are listed on it, but like
Yeah.
There's like enough to where I'm like, okay, this makes sense, and this makes sense, and this makes sense. Yeah. One of my favorite games of all time that was on there, and you know, I understand. I absolutely understand, and
Oh, I can understand why that's on here just by the name alone.
oh yeah, no, like there's like names you'll read, and you're like, that makes 100% sense. Also, I think Spring had to go. It's good.
Yeah. That is I didn't even know that was a game. I've seen some really questionable games. Like I recognize half the titles on here. I have not seen that one. What the? I'm kind of curious now. Hold on.
No, so one of the games that's on the list, and I can mention this on stream. We just can't play it on stream, Twitch specifically. Criminal Girls invite only. 100% understand the reason why it's banned. It's because of the skill gain system of the game, and I 100% understand it. And very true. It's the only part of the game that made me very uncomfortable. Why I'm glad that the US version censors a lot of it. That being said, the rest of the game made me cry. So you know. Sorry, get something off my mic. Yeah, no, the rest of the game was so emotional, and like I could relate to some of the characters' like struggles, and it was just really, really intense. And yeah, but I can understand why, because yeah, no, gaining the skills in the game makes you feel very uncomfortable.
I see.
Especially to two characters in particular. It's like, no, dislike, bad. Just put up the Niani at that point, just to block it. Do I have 3 Arachnids? Current residence 3. three words. Why is the fucking mole not joined? Mole buddy, come on. You're just gonna leave, motherfucker. Motherfucker just left. Also, just also to speak good about Criminal Girls, the battle system is the most unique I've ever seen in a game, and I love it so much. Essentially, I have 4 party members, and they each have like what you could describe as like infinite, or like there's like a set number of moves, but it's depending on how they feel in combat. So if they feel like doing a physical attack is the best move, then they'll ask if they can use a physical attack. But you have to choose one based off of like what they're thinking might be the best idea.
I see.
And depending on your bonds with the characters, sometimes they'll like do follow-up attacks with each other. And it's a lot of just paying attention to what the enemy is weak to, and seeing which girl understands combat the best. Once again, great game. I know I will never stream it. If anyone ends up playing the game, because I have convinced people to play the game, they said it's actually really, really good, but they also agree the skill system is the worst. And it's just
look it up, and then it said that it wasn't available in my region, so that's always a good sign.
Actually, true. Essentially, so to explain the game, you are the world's dumbest hell security guard. And that's not even an understatement. You literally went to a job board, and rather than taking the apply for security guard, you took the apply for hell security guard volunteer position. And since you're a volunteer, you're not getting paid. And if you were getting paid, you would get $1 million an hour. So, like, you're not the smartest.
I see.
But anyway, your whole goal is to rehabilitate, essentially guide a group of girls to what is essentially heaven, or like the space between heaven. I guess back to the real world. Each girl like represents a different sin that they committed in life. It's just like battling hell demons and such as you get to that place. There's a lot more that goes into it. Not gonna explain it. The problem with the game is that the skill system, you have to quote unquote torture the girls, but not in like, oh, like brutal bloody torture. No, like pour water on them, or zap them in particular places.
I see.
Or tickle them with a feather. You know, real torturous stuff. And in Japan, it's not censored at all. And the higher the skill gets, the less clothes they start wearing, from what I understand. You can't really tell in the American version, though, because there's a shit ton of, like, purple smoke that just kind of covers everything. So you really can't see anything. That being said, I think the other reason is I believe all of the characters in the game are of age for like Japan standards, except for one. If memory serves. I totally went the worst possible way. Did I? I guess it might be best if I just do this. Yeah, like, once again, completely understandable why the game is banned, and once again, whenever I had to do the skills system for the younger girl, I would look away because it just really was uncomfortable.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm not gonna beat this in time. I beat this with 0.2 seconds to spare. Damn. Yeah, because like the other ones were fine because like they're at least like of age. Like majority of them I think were 18
I
plus.
don't know how you got past that bomb.
I have no idea either. But yeah, the one
Tail literally glitched into it.
true. The one younger girl, it just was really hard to watch, and I was like, I'm glad that the purple smoke exists, so I don't have to see it. But like story-wise in the game, fucking tugs at your heartstrings every step of the way. Even when some of the characters that like are kind of assholes, like for the most part, or just seem like just generally dickish. Once you learn like the reason behind it, you're just like, oh, I'm so sorry for being mean. Like, it's a good time. Recommend people play the game, do it at your own volition, play the US version. And honestly, if you can get as much purple fog as possible, fucking do it. What am I doing now? I have literally 2 piñatas I have to wait, don't I? No, I'm waiting on 1 piñata, and then I can bring the Makarakuns back. That's right. So now the rest of this time is just waiting. I guess technically I could do that. Dude, I don't know what is going on with this controller where it sometimes, like, just goes up to the sky for no reason.
It's still fun, yeah.
You know, another game I actually shouldn't play back into really again, even though I'm so bad at it. Rainbow Fantasy Versus, because the Battle Pass has Seox. Totally forgot to do that.
Oh, they released a new one.
Yeah, they're like, as much as I loathe Battle Passes,
old one was done.
yeah, as much as I loathe Battle Passes,
So I'm not
I
the
really
only person who can't afford
do
to
want to
sleep
kind of
around
keep up
here.
with it, but also at the same time, fucking, I personally dislike the fact that theirs only lasts like a really short amount of time.
One last mark up the.
At the same time, though, I could probably just grind away to get it if I don't end up getting it. But I should probably just do the weeklies tonight.
I was gonna say, at least Grand Blue does it nicer where you can actually get it after it's gone.
Just take some time.
After it's over. It's like every other game, it's like, yeah, they have to introduce a new system just to give, like, old shit
True.
to newer players. Because they never played on day one and stuff.
I just literally all I'm waiting for is just one mole. I technically could just have the mole enter the garden and then just leave. I don't need to get it. But like, come on. Blackberry jam, let's go.
Speaking of Grand Blue, I don't know if you saw the post.
Yeah, they're coming out on the 28th?
26th.
26th. No, there was a loop in the number. Yeah, and then they're announcing more update stuff after the fact. So, I'm excited.
I know 1.3 will be Sandolphin, but I don't know if they're going to add anything else with it as well.
The Sandy boy is gonna get his time.
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine with just having Sandolphin for a single update. That's more than fine by me.
So just give us all the characters.
Yep.
Every single character in the game.
And to be fair, it's not entirely impossible. Like, it definitely will take a while, but...
Every character in the game.
The game is like 20 gigs. At least, like, on PlayStation. I know it's a little bit bigger on PC. But like, the game isn't, like, super large, so they definitely have a lot of room to add all sorts of new stuff.
They put in some R's and some rares in the game, it's just like, who the fuck is this? I'll be like, well, let me introduce you to this character.
Yeah, let me tell you the story real
They've
quick.
only shown up once in their life. However, they're now in the game. Dude, if at one point the devs for Relink put fucking Pavius, I think his name is. It's I'm very confident you don't know who this guy is, but he's a giraffe who like lives in the wild, who only joins you because his animal family like convinced him to. So like he's terrified to fight. He has like a really small fucking you the one that changed colors? I guess you might be. Yeah.
Gardening is
Yeah, so like literally the guy like fights with a really like he flails his dagger as a really small buckler. It just like sucks at fighting. Like his entire gist is that he's just too scared to do it. But like imagine if he's just in the game, all of his like animal putt, but he's just flailing and missing. You just have a bunch of animals showing up that are fighting.
I feel like they like some sort of like pet user, not quite like theory, but like actual like
Dude, Abby.
you know, like Flack from Borderlands 3
No, they should use Abby.
type of thing would be really cool.
You should look up Abby.
With a Y or
Yeah, Abby. Yeah.
I see a beer.
Yeah.
Oh god, what is that?
She literally fights with a giant bear.
Its face as well.
And she will always tell you that the bear is ferocious and very, very mean. However, because Gran and Jita can understand anything, the bear's just like, I hope you're having a lovely time, and I'm so sorry for any inconvenience we've caused. It's like, this bear is very, very angry. The fact that it's being so cordial with us. So, all right. Now I can have Karakoons.
I don't know why Altair was labeled as Abby in Google Images.
That's weird. Probably for all A stuff. All right, Profitable has been gotten. I think I'm actually might be able to beat this by might be able to get this all done by fucking stop, slow the fuck down, my Karakoon.
Yeah,
Motherfucker.
it's probably characters that show up on their fandom page.
Yeah.
That like also are very close in the alphabetical order. Because Elisa also shows up as Abby. But I think it's on like the page itself.
Need a Geki. Alright, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be able to finish this by 3. I found out it might not be the case. Also, the fact that these Makarakoons go like so fucking fast is hilarious. Dude, the Makarakoons throw trash cans. I forgot about that. So much stuff to do. I'm also just grinding in Grand Blue on the side right now, too. Alright. Shit. Excuse me, you're scared of a fucking ostrich. Okay.
What?
I don't know, apparently the gecko's afraid of the ostrich.
That's got a lucky feel, I can tell.
Kingston, give me this. Apparently I need the fucking gecko before I do anything. Don't worry, I'll scare everybody away. One of these days I'll get a new controller that doesn't look into the fucking sun.
I should also get a new controller at some point.
Probably.
Because of Granblue. Relink has kind of destroyed my square button.
Camelo enjoys orange-colored stuff. Shows a yam, which is brown. Something about that doesn't sit real well. Also, what does a Geki need to fucking good person? Good gecko. What do you need to reside? Is my question. You're gonna need sand, I know that much. Oh. Okay. That's a bit awkward. I'm just gonna hope that the gecko, you know, does its thing. Once the gecko does its thing, I'm gonna have to hide my butterflies and get another butterfly. Also, I should probably double check to see what I've not seen yet in this game, because I know there's a few piñatas that I haven't seen. Get there in due time. What the fuck died over there? Oh, that checks out. Let's get you your glass. No.
Leaving so soon.
I don't need to talk to fucking Milk Dude. Holy hell. It's getting also pretty late. I'm really hoping that I can do this before 4 hours. Jesus, can it stop? Okay. I need to.
If you have a just place.
This actually kind of sucks. I have to take the Macaraccoons. Good. Do you exist? Yes, you do. Send them to myself. Then I have to go get another Flutterscotch, so that way it can be eaten.
Hi. You're after something good, right? No boring. Wanna play?
And then I need to. I've never heard her say that in my.
Back again. Just.
Oh. No, there's some voice lines I'm starting to hear in this game that I've just never heard. I'm starting to think I have a cursed version of this game. Because not only with the graphical glitches, like, Lottie has never said Big Spenders welcome, Window Shoppers not so much, which is the thing I reference in Relink a ton. But then, that's the first time Gretchen Fetchum, I think, has ever told me that, like, it should be an exciting piñata, not a level 1. I'm like, I've literally had you catch 4 level 1 piñatas in a row. So, they must say things. They must say things depending on, like, what your actions are. That's what I can deduce.
Yeah.
Also,
As I said, this is a downloaded version, isn't it? Not a disc version.
no, this is actually my physical copy.
Oh, okay. So that might, yeah, maybe you might have a cursed version.
Well, this didn't happen when I streamed this like years ago, so it's weird.
Yeah.
Also, finally seeing at the long last Professor Pester pushing himself backwards slowly but surely. He started in here inside the gate. Now he's outside the gate. So I mean, he'll figure out where he's going soon.
He's thinking where he's going.
He's gonna be stuck thinking for a while. That's the thing, is when I was like rereading about stuff about Jesus Christ controller. Am I able to calibrate this controller? What if I toggle it like this? Is it gonna have me start looking at the ground? Is that what's about to happen? If it starts having me look at the ground, then I know my right stick is messed up. Yep. It just had me look. Can I? Spots 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it kind of looks like might be the dead zone or something like that.
Possibly.
It's kind of what's happening with my controller, slowly but surely.
Yeah, I mean, I need to get a new one anyway, so I'll worry about it later. No, so, sorry, as I was saying, there is a lot of people would say, like, with the fence glitch, to get Pester to just stay there infinitely. They're like, oh, he's just gonna constantly make noise, and, like, that's the only annoying thing he does. I'm like, doesn't he just get stuck and then push himself back into oblivion? Like, what do you mean he... You know... Oops. What do you mean he makes noise? Because usually after a little bit, he'll just glitch himself to the point where he's stuck thinking for the rest of life. So, I don't know. We're running into things that, like, I don't think I've ever seen, and most people haven't. This is just the curse copy. That's all we need.
Yep.
So, once these Perfitimals come out, we should be fine. Took out the Piñata. Alright.
If you listen, here you go.
Hopefully this works out well, because I'm going to put the fucking Flutterscotch over here.
You'll be...
And I need to get the Geki.
Hey there! Don't worry.
Nope.
And there...
Also, last time I streamed this game, that we had over 100 different fucking... 100 different boxes, so these are going well. Alright, you two need to date. I'm hoping Piñata's being hunted. You have enough stats, okay. If the Geki wins, then get my Makarakuns back. I'm actually just gonna get them back right now.
Hey there! Don't worry.
I want to end this series with nothing in my post office, because otherwise that's just gonna be depressing to look at. What the fuck is this supposed to be? Playing Pac-Man? Ow. Oh my lord. Invisible ones? Or sorry, sleeping ones? I don't remember doing the Profitimal one. Oh, I know I did. At some point. Alright. Geki's been gotten. Hooray! They're dead! Don't you fucking dare scare the Gek. Alright. Profitimals dancing. Why is this so clean? Why did they just act like they were like concert goers? Oh my gosh, this is... God damn it. Let's go. Romancer. There's only 2 left. It's just the Profetimals and the Macaracoons. So once I get this Geki, I can get another one. Macaracoons are good, and then I can start planning for later. 3, 5, 6. Ah, yes! I love my new resident. There seems to be a bigger issue at play. Have you eat the fucking... Where's the gecko? Where did it go? There it is.
Is that meant to be a square? I just saw that.
Nope. Once again, I don't know what's going on with my copy.
Yeah.
But this has never happened before. This copy just decided that it's like, you better 100% me, otherwise I will die. I was wondering if it was because it's on the Xbox One. That's the reason it's causing issues, but I feel like it would make it better, not worse.
Yeah.
So, anyway, my raccoons are hunting people, so that should be fine. Oh, I can get the flutterscotch again. Should do that.
Come in!
And I guess while I'm getting the last few romances, Derpy, what's your favorite animal?
It's a good question. I mean, I feel like I don't know, because I do love otters and ferret. No, it has to be ferrets. Yeah, ferrets.
I don't think there's a ferret in this game.
I would have said a wolf, but like I have grown a new fondness for ferrets over the years.
I'm trying to think of like any piñata that's close to a ferret.
Yeah, otters are pretty cool as well.
I don't think there's otters in this game either. They don't really have too many like deep sea water piñatas because that was supposed to be in the 3rd game. That never happened.
I see.
Part of me was about to convince you that a beaver was an otter. I might still do that. Jury's not out on.
I mean, I wouldn't say this too far off, to be fair.
I mean, true. I mean, that means I can then get the hippo if I do this. Am I doing another water garden? Is that what this is about to gear me towards? Is I'm about to do another water garden? I don't think I want to. I think I might have to. If I wanted, oh god. Because as time goes on with this series, like the harder it's gonna be, like making sure all the piñatas go well together. So I'm like looking at this like, what do I do? What's the plan? I don't think there's nothing that's close to a fair. Unless I really want to convince you that a beaver is an otter, I don't think that's the play. So I think, well, I guess diverting from that, I might just make, this might be strange, but I might decide to go difficult and do the cartoon garden next.
That sounds kind of funky.
Well, so, Viva Pinata also had a cartoon that was on 4Kids. Around the time that the game came out. So, we've already gotten some of the, we already got some of the piñatas, like, used that are in the cartoon, but there's still, like, quite a lot other ones that like often show up. Because there's Fergie Fudgehog, and we've already done the Fudgehogs. There's Polly Pretztail, and we've already done the Pretztails. And then we already did the Twinger Snaps. It's Tina, I think it's Tina and Teddington Twinger Snap.
Ah, place it in the.
It might be Teddy. I might be adding a Teddington on it because I'm crazy.
You go on back.
I placed the Geki. Why did you say I still have a Geki? I'm confused. So yeah, because we already got the Twinger Snaps. So thinking, because there's still Hudson Horstachio. There's Ella Elefanella. Franklin Fizzly Bear. So that's Les Galagugu. Which is the only one that doesn't make sense in the naming scheme, but that's fine. It's 4.
I don't think any of these names make sense to me.
It's because I watched the cartoon when I was.
Out.
Yeah, no, it's because I watched the cartoon a lot as a kid.
That's fair. I think I watched it maybe once or twice.
I didn't grow up entirely on 4Kids, but like I definitely watched a fair amount. Just thinking like, because I'm gonna put a Flutterscotch in there, which will probably be. Well, let me start writing it down as we look at the sky, because this game is, where my controller is terrible. I think we'll go with red Flutterscotch. So that's 1. Pistachio. For Hudson. Hello. Vanilla. These are all like giant piñatas too, so this might not go well. Oh shit. Who else was in the fucking... I gotta check. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Technically there's Langston Lickatoad, but he's in the game. It is Teddington Twinger Snap. I'm so happy I remembered that.
Oh, I assume this is the stream thing that you guys were talking about earlier.
What was it?
For Nikkei.
Oh, the dead,
No, there's a 1.5 anniversary stream.
Oh, yeah, that's happening.
Gotcha. I always find like 1.5 or like anything 0.5 anniversary stuff very funny.
This feels like the worst.
I mean, I'm not against it, but it's just funny to be like. I mean, it's not a bad thing to celebrate, like, you know, another 6 months of development and whatnot. It's just a very goofy concept to me.
Wait. Oh, speed up. Fun.
So I think of like celebrating a birthday. It's like, yeah, happy 6 months since your last birthday.
There. I don't think I'm gonna get the twin. No fucking way that guy got me twice. He's gonna get me another time, isn't he? Nope, motherfucker. Holy crap, I definitely got the twin bonus. That's insane. Why is there a swan here? What are you doing, Swanana? I don't even have anything that you could possibly need. And yet they're there. Also, the freaking raccoons are doing raccoon things, I guess. Honestly, I'm actually almost done, so that's good. Okay. Who else do we got? Oh my gosh, wait, who's the favorite characters? I'm like reading through the Wikipedia page being like, who am I missing? And it's like, Les was the second favorite, like in the character poll. Les Galaguga was everyone's second favorite. I'm like, who would be the first? What the fuck is going on? Why is Davy Crockett here? Holy shit, this guy is fast. Well, we can now have the McCarracoons constantly romance. That's fine.
What are chocolate coins if not for spending?
It's a celebrity.
I'd spend them
Yeah, because
here if
Hudson
I
was
were
the celebrity one. Polly. Who is?
An excellent choice. Trust me, that'll look great in your garden.
Sorry, I'm like also seeing who like voiced who, right?
Mm-hmm.
All it says is Polly Pretzel, voiced by Raw Raw. I have no idea. Yeah, it just says Raw Raw. I don't know who Raw Raw is. Yeah, Polly. And then Fergie Fudgehog, who was scared and always said, "Oh fudge." Yeah, I remember. Tina, Frankly Fizzly Bear was the stereotypical like surfer dude, but he was a bear, so like make of that what you will. Tina Teddy Twinder Snap, brother and sister. I love the Wikipedia entry for Tina and Teddington because it says Teddington is the worst singer on Piñata Island and also for some reason has a refined British accent.
Alright.
Fair. Like, it doesn't make any sense for why he has the British accent.
Yeah.
Especially if his sister... Because if I recall correctly, Tina talks like a Valley girl. So, not sure how that all works. I don't know. I'm not a genetic scientist, but, like, that's weird. The Elephantella... So, Ella Elephantella always had 5-second memory. I remember that.
Big mood.
Like, literally... It literally was 5 seconds. Like, she'd be in the middle of the sentence and then just straight up forget.
Big mood. I'll screw shit about that. She used to deal with my blank moments a lot. Like that.
And then there's Les, who is super smart and, like, skilled, but speaks so fast that no one can understand him. And there was an episode, and the whatchamacallit, the Wikipedia article remembers it. There is one where he actually speaks perfect English, like, super fluidly, and everyone ignores him still. So... and then Lucato, like Langston, Sir Pester. What other pinatas do we have? Beverly Badge Sickle, Hudson's biggest fan. Is she the one that technically kills a guy?
Hold on.
Yeah, there's murder. by the way, in Viva Pinata. I just want you to know. There's an episode where like Hudson Hostachio, because he's a celebrity, finds out that there might be another horse that it either is his like cousin or like just another horse in general who might be like taking his position as most popular. And what they do is they feed this guy blackberries and daisies, which when it comes to whatchamacallit, Viva Pinata, doing that turns a horse into a zebra. So they just literally turn him into a zebra, and since no one recognizes him anymore, I think he like goes to prison and like just doesn't become a person anymore. I think that's what happened, because I do remember like an episode where I was like, damn, they really just like said fuck this guy in particular, and just had him no longer be him. I don't remember if the badge sickle like actually is the one who concocts the plan or what happens. Cecil Crocodile. Meh. We don't need to do the crocodile. That's for sure. Give me some droid candy. Chortle's Chippopotamus. I don't remember a Chortle's Chippopotamus, but that sounds like a fucking hilarious name. Chortles. Also, did I send a Profitimal to party? I don't know if I did, so I'm gonna just be sure. Go. I know I sent a Smelba. I should double check. Nope, I definitely did not. Cool. Let me just double check that I sent the crow. The Sherbet, we should be good. I did send the crow. Now the McCaracoon's still the only one I haven't done, so let me just see. Sherbet, Shelly Bean. Yep. Oh wait, Black Flutterscotch. I did not send the Black Flutterscotch to a party, did I? Answer is no. Dr. Quincy Quackberry. I do remember Dr. Quincy Quackberry because he just whacked people with Dr. Instruments.
Good morning. Can I interest you in something seedy?
And that's how he cured people.
No, I don't mean
There's
that.
one point
You're
where
lying, huh?
Fergie Fudgehog becomes just a head in the cartoon because he like gets destroyed, and the Quackberry just pastes his face on a bunch of cooking utensils and calls it a day. The Great Bon Boon. I don't remember this. A Bon Boon, a creature who pretends to be an all-knowing guru to steal candy from gullible piñatas like Professor Pester. He's usually meditating, but when no one's present, he talks to his friend Sid on the phone in his normal voice. Polly is the only piñata who sees through the ruse. King Rorio. Mabel Moozapan. Pecky Pudgeon. I totally forgot. The newspaper for Piñata Island is called the Piñata Yada Yada. That's such a great name. That's actually like a top tier name. I don't care what anyone says. Piñata Yada Yada. He is the only piñata who shows up in the games. Like, actually as he is. That's right, because he does take a picture of Gretchen Fetchham when he shows up. That's right. Pierre Peribo. Honestly, I might actually use Pierre, because he shows up a whole lot. Okay, I think I know what piñatas we're gonna use for the we'll use for the cartoon garden. So we'll use the ones that I haven't used yet, which is the horse, the elephant, the bear, and the meerkat bush baby looking thing. How am I even possibly about to do this? I'll just do this. What is the right way to do this one? I think I just do this and dial it back. Never mind. This might be the hardest romance maze I'll ever have to do. To be honest, don't even care about the Fuck!
I was trying to map it out, and then I was like, oh, well, then there's this issue.
Yeah, no, then there's a whole bunch of issues. Too fast. I think starting in the eye is probably the best idea. No way, I missed that. Go down here and then something like this. Please. No way. All right, when you catch up with the stream, you're gonna just see the saddest death.
Oh wow. Do you mean to go into that, or
No.
were you trying to go down?
I can't believe I got the twin bonus. No, I was trying to go down so that way I can just kind of like loop around.
I feel so.
But I just left on it. Alright, that works. Cool. Alright. Wait, does that mean I'm done with the McCarracoons? Holy shit, I'm done. I just have to do variants and I'm done. I did not realize that. Okay, so yeah, a horse, elephant, fizzly bear, galagugu, and we'll do Peribo, because I know the parrot's like constant, and then we'll do the Cinnamonkey. Actually, no, I'm gonna need, hold on, just to be absolutely sure. I think I need the Cinnamonkey for the gorilla, don't I? Because I think I've never gotten the gorilla in this game. Is wearing a funky tie. It's a pretty funky fucking tie. Yeah, I might need, I know I need the Bonboon, but I don't know if I need the Cinnamonkey. I think I'll get the Cinnamonkey anyway, just to be safe. There. Alright, eat this, please. Thank you. Go to your party. One more, then we're gonna do variants, and then we should be good.
Can I interest you in something seedy?
This went way better than I thought it was going to. I did it with little more than 3 hours. Bad. What do I need to do? Water lily seed, watercress flower, nightshade seed.
You're back?
Wildcard 1, ears. Wildcard 2, fat tail. What a description. I don't know if I actually even mentioned that on stream. Every single piñata does have 3 different wild cards. I literally do not know how to get the other 2. I've never figured it out. I think the only time I've ever gotten the other variants is when I've used the cards, but apparently you're supposed to be able to get them all in game. So, make of that what you will. Your garden's improving. I'm level 69, let's go. We got the funny number. Also, this house is just gonna have so many romance candy in front of it. Good for you. The moles to come out at some point. Is this some? Are you a mole? You are a mole. Just gonna get this one out of the way. Excuse me. Alright. Eat this. He's changing color. Wait a second. If we got the wildcard Macaracoons, does that mean we get the airplanes? I know out of context that sounds a little odd, but like, if the Macaracoons are the one, oh, they haven't hatched yet. Once they hatch, it's very possible we get the airplanes, which, once again, it'll make sense when you see it. I'm gonna also just double check what it. Lily seed. Feeding it a shroom? You want me to feed it a mushroom? You're crazy. Likelihood this is gonna work is usually minuscule.
Have we met? Mark up the goods.
Alright, let's see. Is it the airplanes? It's Whiskers. Oh my gosh, we didn't get the airplanes. That's hilarious. Please no. Please no. No, no, no. I forgot. You're fast as fuck, boys. Stop. Stop. They're all gonna be trying to eat the mushroom. Bart, please. Stop him. Stop him. Stop them all. Stop them all. Stop them all. No, please. This is this is fucking insane. Stop him. Stop him quickly. Congratulations. Nope. Congratulations, you're eating this. You are literally the only one that will be eating that now. Alright. I got Master Romancer for this, right? Pretty sure I did and I wasn't paying attention. 8. Cool. Alright, now we can sell all of the ones that just tried to eat the mushroom before it was a mushroom. Holy hell, that was insane. That was like trying to stop like a bunch of kindergartners trying to eat something they definitely should not. You can tell we're getting tired when we get quieter and quieter on stream. What just returned? Oh, the Macaracoon that I'm inevitably about to sell.
We do begin with that time of the night.
Yeah, luckily, like, this didn't take 4 hours. Like, I'm really happy that a lot of these, that guy just got back from a party and I sold him. That's kind of funny. Don't get the fuck back here. No, there's a, I'm really glad that I've been doing these, like, really, really quickly. That's something that's been really nice. Okay, so I guess it might just be random how you get these? I don't know. Because, so, what I meant by airplane is there's a wildcard variant of the Macaracoon where it has, like, literally 2 horns, or like a horn on the side of its head. It's 2 horns, excuse me. And it just makes no sense. But we always called it a plane because, like, it looked like it was wings for a plane. What did... Excuse me. Water lily seed. Cool. So once I get these to change color, we should be all set, and then I'm gonna take a fucking fat nap, and then I'm gonna be sore again tomorrow, because I've told myself that I'm gonna be exercising every other day, because my body's weak. Let's just be real. But on Saturday, or yeah, on the weekend in the morning, I'm gonna wake up at 9 or 10 and jump rope for about 15 minutes. I'll be tired and such, but I think it's just good in the long run. Alright, there we go. That's everything done with this garden. Honestly, not bad. 3 hours and 11 minutes. That really fucking efficiently. And we even got a few new other piñatas that I can just start grabbing. However, the next stream I do of this game is gonna be hella long. Like, without a doubt, is going to be super long. I'm getting 6 of the hardest piñatas to get. Parry bow's not that bad, actually. Let me pull this up real quick, just to get an idea myself into. I know for the horse, it's not going to be that hard. Yeah, the horse is easy, because I just need to have apples and carrots and a bunch of grass. So, like, that's not hard at all. Vanilla. What do I need for vanilla? I have a banana tree, chili, and a palm tree in the garden. Blocked. Have 2 bananas, 2 chilies, and 2 coconuts in the garden. It has to eat those. That's actually not that bad. I'm probably gonna need to just plant the stuff that I need to. Yeah, no, that's not difficult at all. Okay. Fizzly bear. We actually haven't seen a fizzly bear yet, but I remember they're not that hard to see. We are not gonna be able to do this. Okay. Change of plans. We're changing the plans. Changing the plans. I forgot that a fizzly bear is one of the ones that's like blocked by stuff that you have to like get to unblock them. We have not technically seen the piñata that would free the fizzly bear, and getting the piñata, 5 of this piñata, is a fucking headache and a half, vetoing the cartoon.
Understandable.
So I think I'm gonna go with a fight. You know what I could do? I could just do the ones that are my favorite piñata garden. I don't know why I haven't done that one. Because that would at least take care of 2. 5. 6. I really want to do that? I do. Okay, these ones actually should not be that bad. Because we've technically seen 5 of them. I haven't seen this one, but I don't believe it's that hard to get. Oh no, we have seen it. We just haven't done anything. Yeah, no, that's gonna be easy to get. And then the last one, I don't remember how to get. Oh! Oh, that's a, oh. There'll be next stream, there might be a lot of piñatas getting eaten.
Oh boy. That doesn't sound like a good noise.
Actually, okay. Here's essentially what's gonna happen. I am. Spring is really bad at time. I've just realized. So you know how Spring was like, oh, it's 2:30 our time is when the Nikkei anniversary stuff is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he meant 2:30 in the morning. It's happening right now.
Yeah. It's alright.
That's funny. Well, I'll get caught up on what's going on later. Usually they're gonna post a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so one of the piñatas we're gonna get next time I stream this game is gonna be the Hootie Fruity, which is the owl. But the owl, you need to get a mouse in a bat house, have 5 mice and 5 bats in the garden, and it has to eat 3 mice and 2 bats. I should just be able to get 1, and then on top of that, like, yeah, I should be able to just get 1 owl, and then just have Gretchen get the second one. So it shouldn't be that bad, but it's gonna take a little bit. So anyway, thank you, Derpy, for joining. Though I appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime.
I'm
See
gonna
you for the chill. Just the podcast, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's why I like these podcast streams because they're super chill and
yeah.
excuse me, it's a really nice time. Yeah, that's why I like these podcast streams. I'm gonna bounce, but and pass out, so I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, you have a good sleep. Rest well.
Thank you. Bye.
See ya.
Alright, and we are going to be streaming quite a bit tomorrow, Saturday, so yeah. But with that, thank you all so much for watching. Also, thank you to Spring and Derpy, once again, Derpy, and also Spring for joining. Y'all have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, night, or evening. Of course, my name's Katafi. I'll see you next time for Summer Ready Gaming. See you later. Peace. Bye, everyone.